to auto do my audio, because clearly, why would it? You know, why would it auto do my audio? No idea. Okay. It should be going now, which will probably take effect in like 20 seconds or so. Really need to change my audio settings at some point. Make it actually work, but oh well. Am I able
Actually,
to
a ranger.
Hmm?
Having the most. I said actually a ranger having the most health.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. You do have a lot of traits in common with fighters, so...
Yeah, but I'm far away.
Your group is so far a very, very interesting one. You guys are actually have pretty much a very similar health and AC, I believe. Oh wow, all y'all have the same AC except
14,
for Ellie.
17.
Well, your job easier.
Oh yeah. How much AC do you have? Same as the other one. What about the other one? Same as the other one. Ellie! Nope. Alright, we should be audible now. Can you guys hear me on Twitch? I assume so. Okay, cool. Grab my intro again because I am bad at streaming.
Wait, are you serious? Crud. I just looked at the actual area that Greece covers.
I think it's like a 5-foot radius, if I remember correctly.
It's a 10 by 10 square.
Oh, 10 by 10. Ooh, nice.
On one.
Yay,
on one
slip and
pass.
slide.
Alright. Hello and welcome, dear patrons, to the Tables of Tartarus, a chapter of Purgatory Corner. I am your storyteller, Sinspeaks, and today we shall be discovering the tale of shifting fates. Come on in, take a seat, and let your imagination run free. So today we are here with our usual crew of Eleonora, Oliver, Rowena, and Snowzing, or in his character's name, Leon Shaky Graves. Thank you. Yeah, I was looking at your Discord name. I was like, well, Shaky Graves, something Shaky Graves. But yeah, so
That's a
last
reference to two separate things.
Oh yeah. So last episode, y'all got into this town or this camp. We're looking over the hill at the various camp, and I believe I'm going to go with this bud up here, who is a fun boy. I think this. Oh no, that's the wrong guy. Hold on, you're the wrong guy. It's you. The other guy is the guy I pull out if you guys are too strong, which I don't think will happen, but you know, it's possible. The archer would probably be right about there, I would imagine. We're gonna put, let's say, a couple of normal orcs dotting the area. Oh, you don't have a special picture. I don't like the fact that you don't have a special picture. How can I make you look special?
I mean, you could mark them or something to represent their different statuses. I don't think anyone here is going to be able to do, like, I don't know, set them on fire. No, never mind. I guess I could technically do that.
Yeah, we'll go with, you're normal. You're, okay, so I have 3 normals down, and, you know, we'll just go, we'll have his face be there, but I will use a different sheet for it. So, okay. There you go. Just in case he looks obscene, it's fine. Oh, wow. Does he really have more health? Oh. And, alright, we're just gonna go with,
Oh, that's where I can do that.
We're gonna go with, we're gonna go with this.
So, Sin,
yeah.
You said that, or do these walls actually exist in the in-game world, or are these just representational?
It's more or less representational. Yeah, it's a very small campground essentially. These are pretty much just like markings on the ground, more or less. So
it's just open air. No, they can get out in other ways than just simply walking out the front door.
Pretty much, yeah.
Dang it.
Let's see, and then we'll go with. There's only one archer, who is. Why do you look so weird? I don't care. But he's Mr.
Hopefully
Archer.
he's smarter than the previous.
Well, he is the previous archer.
Well, I
He's
meant the one I killed.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6. So we're going to go with another one of you. I don't know how well these guys are going to do against you, by the way, because I have not actually done D&D combat before properly. So we're going to just kind of see
Learn as
how
we
this
go.
goes. Actually, you know what? I'm going to switch this guy out for this guy. There we go. That's much
Just
better.
start a grease fire.
Well,
I
you
don't
know.
think I could. It doesn't actually define grease as flammable, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
No.
Do you know how
Here-
hard it
here
is to
goes.
light grease on fire?
How do I show this? Come on,
Grease-
is there seriously
I
no
thought
button to
it'd be
show this thing?
entertaining.
Okay,
There's
it
this
says
guy.
here, slick grease covers the ground in a 10-foot square, centered on a point within range, and it turns into difficult terrain on duration. When the grease
It's a
appears,
spell,
each
right?
creature standing in the area must succeed a dexterity saving throw or fall prone. A creature that enters this area, or ends its turn within the area, must also succeed in a dexterity saving throw or fall prone.
Oh, that's neat. So you can't actually cast that. Nice. Yeah, so you can't
I'm
actually
literally
light
just going
grease
to
on
be
fire.
pulling off stereotyped cartoon antics.
However, I will use what my DM uses, which is if you get a vial of oil, you can light that on fire. So that's fun.
I'll have to keep that in mind.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the general group. Actually, you are gonna be right there. He's different. You can't really tell because tokens are tokens. But well, God, his health is so low. Well, he's this guy right here. This guy right here. He's not even wearing armor.
Scandalous.
Legitimately, he's posing a lot.
That's actually
and-
even more scary in the grand scheme of how barbarians work.
Yeah, he's not even doing anything. Like, he's literally just like, he looks to be almost a chef. Actually, if he's a chef, he's gonna be right there. There he is. He's not even doing anything. He has a club on his like waist, and he's like cooking at the moment. That's all he's doing. Just so you guys
Can
are
I
aware.
dual wield? Oh wait, no, I can't. Never mind.
I believe the rules of dual wielding actually state that you technically can, but you need light weapons. Or or wasn't? I don't know. Something about light weapons was meant to be done with, or light weapons were meant to be wielded in dual wielding, but
Mhm.
gosh darn,
This
I'm
would've
not
been funny if you had a pan.
properly. Sorry.
I mean, he is cooking with a pan. It's just not a bowl pan like the one that you have. It's not cast iron. It looks like, well, I guess it is metal.
It's a simple one.
It's a very simple one. Anyways, so you guys are kind of moving right here. And you guys are mostly all focused on these folks. This guy having just come out of this area, haven't been talking to him. He's big, he's strong, very angry on top of that, and not very nice folk. But as you guys are looking, as I mentioned earlier, it would be nearly impossible for you guys to be snuck up on because this area is pretty much just a barren wasteland, more or less. However, do any of you look around you?
I mean, I would have hoped that we were all looking around as it goes, because we're right next to enemy camps.
I would hope too, but are y'all?
The rolls say otherwise.
So, do we
Y'all
just,
feel
like,
free
all
to
roll
roll
perception
perception
then?
if you wish.
On it?
Okay.
Wow.
Hey, not
Oh,
bad.
alright.
Not 20. I see everything.
Alright, cool. Well, that's easily good enough. That works. Oh, that
Why did mine not
should,
go?
yeah, that should be public. There you go.
There it goes.
Yeah, so, Ellie and Rowena, you guys aren't really seeing it very well, but Oliver definitely sees it. Mr.
weren't chit-chatting.
Graves, Mr. Graves, you're basically staring at him in the eyes. So to explain the situation, you start looking around you, Oliver, and as you look to your right, you just see two eyes staring at you. Obviously, they have a man equipped to them, but yeah, he's just straight up staring at you.
He just covers his own mouth out immediately when he sees it. It's just like, where the heck did you come from?
Hey, you mind getting a new hiding spot? This one's mine.
How long have you even been here?
Longer than you.
Whatever.
Ruin and Ellie, you do in fact hear him as he starts talking. He's would you like to describe yourself, Mr. Leon?
Yeah, you see, I want to say he's handsome. He's not handsome. He's less than handsome.
He's a rugged
almost
man.
handsome. Yeah. He's almost there. It's like if you would just shave maybe and put on something a little bit nicer, you could call him handsome. But as he is, he looks like he's been out here for longer than he'd care to be. You see a man with a very dirty button-up shirt underneath a long trench coat that conveniently seems to match the color of the ground here, more or less. Which might explain how I wasn't seen. I didn't plan for that.
Don't worry, I like sneakies. But yeah, so you guys see him as he's just kind of standing there. Or well, kneeling there, I suppose is the term.
So why are y'all here?
We are following the footprints of a orc that was attacking the nearby town. We're hoping to make sure he doesn't call for reinforcements. Looks like we're a step too late on that regard.
Oh, hey, I'm after the same orc. Now, what are the odds of that?
Well, would you be open to helping us then?
Depends.
Depends on what.
Well, I wasn't planning on killing all the orcs myself. I was just gonna sneak in at night and sneak back out.
Well, why wouldn't you kill them?
Why would
wouldn't
I
it
kill him?
cause a ruckus if you just took out one?
I love.
I'm just saying,
Hmm?
if you're asking me to fight orcs for you, well, I'd be amenable to helping if you paid.
Oh, no. We can easily do it ourselves, but we can all do it together. Not just you, of course, but I'm sure you're really good at what you do.
I think I'll just sit back, watch you guys do the fighting, and pick up afterwards.
You guys hear a very unpleasant noise coming from inside of the town. It sounds very
encampment or the
similar to
town?
someone attempting desperately to play the flute and failing horribly.
Fine, I'll help
Well,
you.
I've heard better music from a bar.
That's yours, isn't it? And he just says, gesturing towards the sound.
I don't want to talk about it.
As you look over the area, Oliver, to see where the sound is coming from, you see the orc with the shiny bow. It's actually like weirdly, it's almost a metallic shine to it, weirdly enough. But it's a very decently nice bow. And in his grubby giant hands is this tiny little, I think it was a pan flute if I remember correctly, something like that.
Yep.
Reed flute, something like that. I'm out the trouble.
A reeded pan flute.
Yeah. And he's just kind of like blowing on it. And it's making a horrendous... Have you guys ever attempted to play the trumpet without having any idea how to do so? It
I
sounds...
was in band class. I have a pretty good idea what it sounds like.
Sweats and sax player.
Yeah, so it sounds like when someone's... When you give a child a saxophone. Just a little bit worse. He's just kind of
Those
standing there.
Dollar Tree flutes.
Yeah. He's just kind of standing there slowly, just kind of like toop boop boop doop on it. It sounds horrible, and the other orcs don't seem to mind it much.
Well, that
Well, they
is
must be deaf.
grating on the ears.
When I get my hands on that orc, I swear.
Someone's going dance.
I'm almost thinking now how with all the noise might be the perfect time to lay out some level of minor trap, though.
Should we lure them away?
Perhaps not. Might not be necessary, but I think that's all going to depend on the luck at this point. Actually, let me double check something.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a good idea to set down some traps or draw their attention to a direction of sorts. That way we can at least get one of them at a time or something.
No reason we can't. And I think I might have an
Or split them
idea.
up.
Above game, it turns out Grease has 60 feet of range.
Oh, nice. Let's see. From your position.
So Sam, am I
Oh, wow,
correct
yeah.
in the assumption that at the very least these two buildings exist?
Yeah, all these are like tiny tents, basically.
In that case, I'm very tempted to cast Grease right here.
Which one, sorry?
Right here.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you totally can. Oh, and then make him run and trip every time.
Yup.
Oh, that'd be beautiful. Yeah, you're more than welcome to.
Okay, I'm going to take the Plague Doctor's mask off my belt, put it on, attach the perfume bottle head to a strangely yellow flask, and I'm going to
Concerned.
spray this area.
It's kind of like, I'm not really sure how to flavor that exactly there, but I'm going to say it's like basically a ball, like, kind of like forming outside of your, little mass thing that just kind of like shoots off into the distance to a degree and hits right
Technically,
here.
it's out of the perfume bottle head, but yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like mists into like a tiny ball that just like shoots forwards and then hits the area. It is effectively covered. Let me...
How do you leave a mark here?
I don't know. I'm attempting to figure that out for myself. Oh.
Is it 60 by 60 feet? So like
No,
a box?
it is. I can
Or-
I can launch the projectile up to 60 feet away, but it splatters out into a 10-foot square.
Ah,
I love the face there. Is that 10 feet? I can't tell.
Yeah, that's 10 feet.
Okay, cool.
Squares are 5 feet each.
No, that's neat.
All right, there goes one spell. All right, there goes that thing for the time being, and just simply so I can make sure it's out.
Nice.
So that should be my spell slot used.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool.
So now, what do we want to distract? Do we want to encourage them down that direction, or?
So far, none of them have noticed you. This building is doing decent protection, and y'all are fairly quiet. And this guy is attempting to play the bag flute. The reeded flute.
There's no
I
real
mean-
other side to go to, is there?
Maybe
do
if
we
you
want
cut
to
away
drag
over
them
the
to
walls.
that slippery area? Because
I mean,
we
that's
can
kind of
make some noise. But then that dragged the attention to us.
crud. That was wrong. Sorry, my bad.
No problem.
I just was trying to show that off.
Pulls out own flute.
I'm
Have
going
a
to
frog
regret
can
today.
and some dice.
Oh.
I'm
I
going
can make
to-
a little bit of noise. If I can just sneak to not too close to the buttery area, but just in that general direction of it.
So, Sin, you said that this is basically a flat plain outside of this camp. So does
Pretty
that
much,
mean
yeah.
that this tree here does not exist?
Yeah, it would be a bush, basically, a brush.
So there's no fence line either.
The fence line is basically a small crevice into the ground that they basically set up as a not like a what's the word, like almost like a trench around the camp.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So what you're saying is
Is there anything
I...
I could be able to hide behind and to encourage them to come check this out?
Mostly the tiny tents. What was that, Leon?
Oh, I was gonna say, does that mean it'd be relatively easy to just jump over?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's a rather small hole. It's more or less territory marking than it is anything else. But yeah, the only things that are really here are small brushes, which are represented by the trees here. These small watchtowers of sorts, which are made entirely out of wood. And don't seem to be used much. They, again, seems to be territorial markers, and the tiny tents. The largest tents are the one right here, which is where roughly this boy came out of. And I'll move there, situations there. And this tent, which you don't know if anything's in there at the moment. Everything in here is made out of either wood or some kind of leather.
Would you allow me
So-
to move my token? I'd probably need to stealth if I did that.
Yeah, it's considering the area, you would have to roll stealth, but you would roll at advantage because of this bud's noise making.
Okay, I'm gonna do that then.
Okay.
Time for me to figure out how this application works.
If you press C, you can pull up your character sheet. Otherwise, oof, it's a good thing you have advantage.
Hang on, we don't know for certain yet.
If you get none that one, I'm gonna laugh so hard. Nah.
Nope.
Okay.
Almost in that 20. That would have been amazing. Yeah, none of them seem to know. So you do step on a particularly loud twig at one point, but it's at the same time as he hawks a loogie into the pipe, which makes the most horrendous noise that you've heard.
I would very much appreciate if that sound did not have to persist any more than it has to at this point.
It is very unpleasant. He clearly has no idea what he is doing. Although the other orcs seem to be getting into it. The cook here is cheering for him. Right, yeah. Anything else I would like to know?
Well, I'm thinking I head on over to that watchtower and go scoot to that side.
Mm-hmm.
Would you guys be okay with that? Would you two be safe here?
I mean, I'm not
Yep.
going to stop her.
I mean, I'm more close range, so there isn't much I can do other than draw attention with my loud fry pan, so there's not much I can do with sneaking.
Before I move, I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
Let's see. On who do I want to target?
Well, from the looks of things, if you're going over here, then this guy is probably going to be the closest to you.
I was gonna go with him.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, and if you're going to be moving, you'll need to roll a stealth check as well. Considering he is
I'll do
still
that
playing horrendously, and the cook has started to cheer for him. All right, you don't even need.
Nice.
That's 20. That is a
Let's
ranger
go!
for you. That is a
make-
high dex class for you.
You make no sound at all as you are moving. In fact, if the other two weren't looking at you as you were moving, they would not be able to tell where you are in any way, shape, or form. You're making
I would panic.
literally no sound.
Okay.
I
And
guess
I
if
will
she's-
just
Mhm.
wait.
Cool.
I guess if she's getting into the... Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. He's facing away from you, so he's facing towards the pan flute guy. If he does turn, he does have decent line of sight towards you, so you would have to roll stealth again if he turns around, just so you're aware. This guy, not so much, because he's being blocked by the watchtower. Okay. Yeah, so Graves has moved up here. M has moved down here. What are you two gonna do?
I guess if she's going into position, I'm probably going to... Crud. How do you draw that line again? Alt-click?
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
No, it's control click.
Ah!
Yeah, it's control
I'm
click.
probably going to move somewhere around here, then.
Okay.
Yeah, I had the same idea, just behind the buildings, right
Okay.
here.
Well, I'm just choosing this corner specifically because just like, I would be right next to that pool. That would theoretically incentivize them to come over here first. To come through that first.
Both of you feel free to roll me stealth. Advantage.
At advantage? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you set this to go at advantage?
I don't really know. I just assume you
Don't
roll
know.
twice. But
I've done it many times, but I had no idea how.
She has done it many times for some reason.
Oh, under the chat it said
Hmm?
right
Nothing.
by under the dice options
Oh.
it shows disadvantage,
Okay.
which I didn't click before. But
Do you just click that and hit the skill
Yeah, so
in
I
your
think
character sheet?
when you roll, so you roll your stealth, and then inside of the chat bar, where the number is, you can actually move to the right, and there's a plus sign. And then you click that, you roll with advantage.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna be rolling that one again because.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I'm going to keep that 19.
Good lord. All right.
Dang, this is the first time we've rolled well this entire campaign outside of combat.
Wow. All right, cool. So yeah,
Yay.
no one's noticed you. Partly because you guys are incredible at stealthing, it seems, and also partly because the pan flute dude is having a ball. He's starting to jump around and stomp, and yeah, it's just making it worse. But
skipping around happily, a little pretty princess.
Oh yeah, and he's making a show of his pan flute noises. You would not call this music in any way, shape, or form, but some of the other orcs are starting to get into it.
I'm just going to look to her as Ellen, and just like hold up a pellet and hold up the flute, just like asking which one should I go with.
Flute battle, come on.
Both.
Oh,
Flaming
God.
music, let's go.
I'm just gonna put the pellet away, put the mask on top of my head,
Mhm.
and put the flute to my lips, I guess. Unless anyone else has something that they want to do first.
Which
I-
one was the guy who had my flute?
Be this guy right here.
How far away is he?
He is...
Wait, I can do that myself, I think.
Yeah. 50 feet.
Okay. Now I'm gonna let that is within range. Now I'm gonna let the rest of the party do their thing. Sorry.
Alright, no problem.
Everyone's checking if he's in range.
They're like, I'm gonna
I mean,
hurt
I'm not even
you.
checking if he's in range. I'm just seeing if I can potentially just trick somebody into slipping on the grease.
Oh, I'm very...
I
Huh?
longbow. I said I have a longbow. Everyone should be in my range.
Alright, folks. Feel
Yeah, that's
free...
got like 120 feet of range, doesn't it? Something
Oh,
like
yeah.
that? That's
It has, like,
terrifying.
80 feet. No, it has like 150, I think, is the... Up to 150 before you roll disadvantage.
150. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dear God.
Oh yeah, it's a bow. But yeah, feel free to roll me your initiatives.
Okay.
Which... Oh, there we go. Alright, cool.
Okay, cool.
I'll put you up here, I will put you up here, and then for all the others, I'll put you up here. And then...
Someone didn't roll.
I'm trying to find it.
Oh, sorry. Just open up your character sheet and click on the text that says initiative.
Well, one of the orcs got one.
That did not help.
Can I convince you to give us a surprise round since we got the drop on him?
Yeah, you guys do have a surprise round. It is Oliver's turn first, however.
Yeah,
But
I'm waiting.
yeah, you guys
I
do
have
have
a
a surprise round.
arrow now.
This is such a horrible idea, but I guess I'm going to use my action to play the flute. So
Alright,
performance
give me a perform
check.
yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't. It's
Oh,
almost
no.
worse. It is almost worse.
You have
To
the
be fair, the only real
skills.
intention of this is to make noise.
You have the skills of the orc man. Alright. Yeah, so
I mean, I was already attempting to make the joke of I'd probably be thrown out of Bard College if I played any of this, but I don't think I need to convince anyone now.
yeah, so they pass. I will, however, say he does not because he is going to give you an perform
I
check.
should have done that first. I so much should have cast Thaumaturgy first. That would have made it 3 times as loud.
Wow, he hears your music, and his response is to play louder. He's challenging you to a battle of music. Oddly enough, he's better than you
I love
are.
this.
It's you guys would not ever call this music. If you guys would have like a battle of the bands type of music, you would both be thrown into a dumpster and burned alive. But you're the only ones here, so you're the best players around. But yeah, you're playing your flute, which honestly sounds like his, and then he starts playing his flute against you, and you hear like a lull in the music. And it's just he's challenging you. Snow, your name should be Leon. Why is your name Snow? Hold on.
Because I'm magical.
There we go. Leon, yeah. So you hear Oliver attempting to play what sounds like music, to some degree, and the archer plays in response, and then there's quiet.
Right, I fucking accept both of us suck.
I love silence. I'm gonna peek around the corner, like right there if I can.
Sure.
Alright. I'm gonna peek around the corner and I'm gonna yell at the top of my lungs at the guy playing flute. Hey, you! You play even worse than the guy behind the tent over there! And I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery.
Oh no! Oh
No.
no!
The moment this guy that I have Hunter's Mark starts to move, I'm loosing an arrow.
Okay, yeah, feel
it.
free.
Hold on, you still have
Feel
this
free
action.
to viciously mock.
Okay, so Sin, do you know how Vicious Mockery works?
Oh, vaguely.
You're gonna need a wisdom save.
It's a
Wisdom
1d4 psychic damage, but it does nothing if it fails.
Oh my god.
Hey,
Also, he has disadvantage. On his next
What?
attack, I believe, if it succeeds.
What's the save?
Wisdom, 13. I think. Let me check that. Yeah, 13.
Hey.
Oh.
He managed to match
He
it, so he succeeds as he stares at you with a very blank look for a second, and his response is very simple.
Emotional damage.
He doesn't take
No, it's to
emotional
play
damage
harder.
unless he fails.
His response is to play harder at you to prove that he is the best around. It hurts you. Well, it doesn't actually physically hurt you. It emotionally hurts you.
I definitely took 1d4 emotional damage from that. Yep.
He's doing his best to play.
I'm just gonna spend the rest of my movement ducking back behind the tent because I want the cover.
Alright, cool.
Something.
Yeah. These guys did hear you. The orc captain specifically did hear you. This bud over here did not, shockingly. But you notice he turns to look at you as you duck behind the tent. The others just kind of assume that was just another orc mocking him. Which is nice. Rowena, is your turn.
Or Captain just like...
Or Captain's like, that's a
Actually, I
guy.
just posted it in casual chat. Check that.
Oh.
Casual.
Or Captain just like...
Yeah, just stares at him like, oh, it's time to die, bro. Rowena, it's your turn. The rest of the orcs have not moved at all. The captain right here is looking like he's about to get moving. But the rest of the orcs don't seem to be doing anything other than watching this man play flute harder.
Okay. I loose an arrow on my hunter's marked.
Okay. Feel free to do so.
Do I roll with advantage at all, or no?
You are stealthed? How does that work, folks?
I'm a ranger. I'm not.
Oh,
Reasonably
yeah, right, you're not a rogue.
Reasonably speaking, you could probably rule that as standard stealth rules, which basically would be if the attack hits or lands close enough that he would potentially notice it, he might get to make a perception check to detect her, and if on failure, he might just try to move in to examine closer.
Okay, cool.
Otherwise, probably would immediately notice.
Julio. So yeah, no vantage, but he has not noticed you and potentially won't notice you.
And then with Hunter's Mark, I get a D6 extra.
Okay.
Let's see if this works. Are you kidding me?
Oh.
Shockingly. God, how much... Jesus Christ. Oh, that's the...
Still though, oh, that's right, because Rangers have absurd chance to hit with their favored weapon.
Good lord. 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1d6. Holy crap.
Hey, Sin, is a 14 high enough to hit it?
Unfortunately, no. A 16 is high enough to hit this guy.
Also, Nat 1 never hits on an attack roll, no matter what.
Yeah.
Even if their AC is 0.
That would have been hilarious. Does Hunter Mark go for the
Hunter's Mark just amplifies the damage and makes her
cool.
more capable of detecting it. So
Yeah.
far as I'm aware.
So yeah, I wouldn't have gone for the hit chance, but okay. Yeah. So let's see.
Fucking
So it
whizzes
hits right
by
next
him.
to him, and he's going to pretty much just like digs into the ground next to him, and he's going to.
Do I
He's
do
not
a
even going to
stealth roll?
notice that it existed.
What
It
the heck?
hit the ground
He rolled a
next to
2
him.
-1. He has such horrible wisdom.
Oh yeah, it hit the ground next to him, and he didn't even notice that an arrow was let loose. Just he's too focused on the flute guy. And he's like, yes, flutes, sing for me.
What kind of Dollar Tree Phantom of the Opera is this?
Yeah, this is the single most awkward combat session ever.
These the rolls, man. We'll get it at some point.
This is glorious. Almost none of them, except for the captain, has noticed any of you. Ellie, it's your turn.
I'm
I have no idea what I can do. I am not a sneaky person.
Attempts to sneak, rolls nat 1. Yeah.
You know what?
Hey, we stealthed real good.
Surprisingly well.
What would you like to do? I mean, you could join him in the music festival here if you want to.
I don't think I have a flute.
You
I
do
have
not?
a torch.
Yeah.
I can wave it like a lighter.
Just like, yeah. I mean, you could also technically set the tent on fire.
True.
It is
That would
made of
definitely go
leather.
noticed. Leather and wood.
Yeah. And you do have a torch. So
I love how at this point we're just like, hey, trying to just be like, notice me, but don't notice me.
oh, it's great.
It doesn't help I'm a close combat person, so it's like...
I mean,
You
you
didn't
could
start with
totally
darts?
run in there and start beating the shit out of them.
You didn't get the option
I
to start with
could.
darts? I thought that was a monk thing.
Doing the
I
what?
thought they normally start with a handful of small thrown items.
Let's see. You do have some darts. Yeah. They are... Oh, I actually don't know. Well, I mean, you can equip them on. Let's see. 20 feet range with no disadvantage. Which you are, I think... Yep. roughly 15 feet away from him.
Hey, Sin, if this madness somehow continues, would I be able to roll a performance check as a bonus action?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I know what I'm gonna do next turn.
Alright, what are you gonna do, Ellie? If your mic is working for you. Oh, there you are.
I'll probably just attempt to, because if I run in, that's going to draw extra attention right then and there.
So far, it's just a battle of the terrible flutes, which, honestly, it just kind of sounds like one flute is being played badly.
I just wish there was a quiet way to take out the dude closest to me, but...
I mean, you do have darts.
Well. True. I'll probably just attempt to throw a dart at the closest guy to me. I don't think it'll reach the cook, but...
You cannot. I believe... Darts, do they count as monk weapons?
I think so.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, cool. In that case, you can throw 2 of them. One's a bonus action. So... Wow.
Okay! We finally got it!
No!
That's
right in
gonna
the
hurt.
artery.
I actually don't know its damage.
I think a dart's like a D4 or something like that.
Let's see. Yeah, 1d4 plus 4 piercing. Jesus. Alright, cool.
Yay.
Roll me 2 d4s.
Plus 4 for each. Actually, she should just be able to open up, shouldn't she? Isn't she just able to... Oh, no, it should...
Should have popped up
Does
with
it
the
actually?
dart, but yeah.
No, that's just...
But yeah, just feel free to roll me 2 d4s.
It doesn't have a menu for attacks. That's frustrating. It just has one for spells.
So let's see, that's 6 plus...
7.
6 plus 7, so that's 13 damage to him. Ouch.
That would be noticed.
Oh, yeah. 2 of them right in the back. Let's see. Can he find you is the question. You are hiding behind something. You roll me a stealth check real quick.
You got this.
Did have
Come
to
on.
move right there, so let's see if you can have your stealth high enough to squish yourself against the tent. Which thankfully is not on fire.
She has a bonus to dexterity. She's got this. She has got this.
You do in fact manage to move out of the way before he notices
The bug
you.
bite.
So just 2 daggers are stuck inside. Where did you want to throw them? In his arm, leg, back, spine, neck, shoulder?
One to the leg, one to the back.
Okay, cool. So he just has 2 knives thrown into him, and he like rips them out and looks around, and he's like, Pan flutes, play the song of war.
Was he not playing it already?
Apparently not. Let's see. He's being told to do so, so let me see how his performance is working now. Ugh. The Song of War is slightly different. It's lower, it's deeper, and it's more gravelly, and involves a lot more spit. But it is very loud, it is very fast, and the orcs are now on high alert, because the sound of war means somebody's gonna die. Let's see. The cook is...
So that'll be end of surprise round then?
Yep. The cook is not gonna do anything. Alright, Oliver, your turn.
So would this be a good time to put down the flute, would you say, probably?
Well, he is
Probably.
playing the Song of War, so...
So, wait, was that surprise round just us faffing back and forth with the orcs while our monk decided they had enough?
Pretty much.
Yes.
Basically, I guess. Well, so much for thaumaturgy. I'm going to put the flute away, put the mask back on,
Okay.
look towards this guy, and I'm going to cast Firebolt.
Alright, cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab one of my fire
If you
repellents.
miss, at least it catches the village on fire.
I'm going to grab one of my pellets, strike it on the pant legs, and... No, this is a normal roll. And I him going to huck it. I don't think that hits.
This guy, no, that does not. It gets hucked and it lands probably near-ish him. Roll me. Oh, there's no luck in this game. So sad.
Stealth versus perception.
Yes, at the moment, yeah. Let's see, perception.
There's no way that this works. This is how this works in normal D&D.
I honestly don't know what passive stealth is, so.
Passive stealth isn't a thing. It's just passive perception.
Oh, okay, cool.
So yeah, I think he sees me.
Yeah. You huck a pellet at him, and it goes like right past his face, which, considering it's on fire, is not very hard to miss. And so he just kind of follows where it came from, and he just locks eyes with you, and slowly reaches back for his weapon, which is a spiked gauntlets. No, he's not reaching for his weapon. He's just raising his fist, which has spikes on it.
I'm just gonna wave.
Ooh.
I'm just going to like wave at him and then proceed to run. Let's say over here.
Okie dokie. With that, this guy would also notice you as the hucking pellet probably landed near. Actually, he is not very perceptive. Hold on. All right, well, he's perceptive enough. As the hucking pellet lands next to him right there, he turns and sees his companion raising a fist of steel, and then to a smaller degree, he notices you at the edge of his kind of vision as quite a distance. Yeah, about 50-some feet. So he kind of sees you, mostly because his friend is blocking his view, and he shouts, "We have fresh meats!" Cool. The orc captain is the only one who has actually noticed Mr. Graves. So he is going to... This is quite a distance on. How far is his travel distance? I severely doubt it's... it is 30 feet. Cool. So he's going to... Oops. Yeah. I think that's about 30 feet. No.
You should be able to measure it.
Yeah, it's weirdly measured. Hey, so that's 30 feet. Oops. If it would like to... God damn it. So he's not within reach of Graves, but you do see the orc captain kind of like walking over essentially to you. He has a broadsword on his back that he slowly draws as he looks at you. Ah, I see. Welcome. And
I accidentally added a ruler thing, and I don't know how to remove it.
I've done that before.
There we go. I got it. Dunk, dunk. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But he's very big. He looks very scary, and he looks very angry, and he's bearing down on you. Not quite close enough to hit you yet, but yeah.
I'm gonna use my stellar charisma score to just keep my cool, look up at him, and say, "How you doing?"
I love that. Alright, that's his turn. The Orc Archer is gonna do what he does best. And by best, I mean it's kind of painful. Yeah, he has not rolled above a 10 on his performance even once. He is playing even more viciously at this point. You would actually be slightly concerned for the durability of your flute at this point from how hard he is playing. For everyone else, you're concerned by how much spit is going into this. That's all he's doing. Yeah, he's playing War of Combat. That's all he's doing. Leon, your turn.
Oh, sheesh. Him moving up has changed my plans. Alright. The question is, do I want to get into melee already? I am a squishy boy. I do not.
Are you scared?
I am horrified.
He is really big, really scary, and really tough, so...
Leon's never
Wait,
killed
is
an
this
orc
the big,
before,
big
much
guy?
less the captain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is
The one that's approaching him is the literal camp's captain.
Yeah,
Oh.
he's the only one that noticed that he was there because he was the closest.
Okay, I have a stupid plan.
Okay.
Come to me and I'll save you.
Well, actually, that's a much better plan. I'm gonna do that. I'm also gonna cross the chasm while I'm at it.
It's a good plan.
Is there enough? Is there like enough room here that I could do like a foothold on this side of the chasm, or do I have to move over here?
I mean, it's like probably like a 8-inch little divot in the ground, more or less. It's easy enough to get in and out. So, well, it's not even considered difficult
Rough
terrain.
terrain.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna move there then. I think that feels appropriate. And
It's
I'm
okay.
gonna.
I've killed orcs before with my fry pan.
And I'm gonna go ahead and just take a shot with my hand crossbow, cause that feels best.
Nice. All right. Let's see how you hurt him. Wow.
Hey.
Hey, you matched him.
Nice.
All right, you actually do hurt him. Roll damage. Ooh, 8 damage. All right.
That flute's one of a kind, asshole.
It drives into his arm, and he just kind of like into his shoulder. He just kind of looks at it before he grabs the arrow and snaps it off in his arm, and looks at you as he holds it and cracks the rest of it into pretty much splinters as he kind of like drops it, whatever was left, onto the ground. The flute is ours, boy. All right. Rowena is now your turn. This guy
Okay,
has
she
not
pulls
noticed your
another-
all, but he has noticed your friend.
Yeah.
Well, by friend, I mean person that you almost murdered, but, you know, haven't we all?
Okay. She pulls another arrow, knocks it,
Mhm.
and fires again.
All right,
Same
cool.
person or orc.
Same verse, second try. There's a phrase there that's fun. Hey.
There we go.
There
Yeah,
we
I think
go.
she hits with that.
Oh yeah. Roll me your damage plus d6.
Like, I don't know for certain, but I think that looks pretty high for our level.
Oh yeah. And roll me yep. All right, 12 damage. Nice.
Yeah.
Oops, I do not want minus his health by 121.
Yeah, I don't think he just got vaporized by the first arrow.
You guys only threw a couple of firebombs in there. It's fine. Yeah, the arrow does sink into his thigh at this point. He is kind of looking around at this point, but he's focused on Oliver, and he's assumed he just got shot by an Oliver's magic. How much intelligence? Yeah, that fits for him. Yeah.
How convenient. Rena's just so happy.
He
Oh, it makes it
wholeheartedly
better
thinks.
considering Greece is considered rough terrain. Doesn't it have like half movement speed while he's in it?
Yep. He wholeheartedly thinks that Oliver just shot him in the leg with an arrow, even though Oliver doesn't have a bow in his hands.
Fucking brilliant.
He
Quite
is
the magician.
Yeah, quite a magician. He is not a
Jack
smart
of all
orc.
trades.
This orc is not intelligent, let me tell you.
I don't think it's normal for most orcs in general that you just encounter in the wild to have that much in terms of intelligence in general.
Oh yeah. The orc captain is actually quite smart, but this guy, not so much. Eleonora, is now your turn. The big thonkin boy is 45 feet away from you.
Stick
Not
of the
close
wind.
enough for a fry pan.
But definitely close enough for a dart.
That is true.
Isn't that a disadvantage?
If not, it isn't if she moves in.
If you would like to move in to throw a dart at him, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, it's disadvantage.
I liked being in the middle just in case they do get in this buttery mess, so I can smack them as they slip, but they haven't moved.
I mean, you could come closer to it if that's what you want to do.
Their turn is next turn, so.
Yeah.
I get this
I don't
feeling
remember,
that
am
this
I
butter
able
is
to
not
do-
going to be useful for much. Gosh
Am
darn
I
it,
able
can't
to,
push.
like, move twice?
Yeah, you're able. So you're able
Like,
to
move
move.
forward?
You're able to move up to your movement speed, however you want to distribute it throughout your turn.
Okay.
Mhm.
Because I like my spot.
So in
So,
other words, just like step 15 feet closer, throw the darts, and then come back.
basically, yeah.
Mhm.
So, go right there, and I'll throw 2 darts at him, and then move
Okay.
back.
That's a 30-foot range, so you will have to roll at disadvantage.
Ah, I thought it was close enough. Okay.
You'd have to move 10 feet closer to be close enough.
Ah, okay.
Which you're welcome to do, but you won't be able to get back to quite the same spot.
Wait, aren't you within 30
Wait.
feet?
I
Should
just
be within
moved
20.
15. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Never mind.
So in order to actually not be at disadvantage, you would have to be here. So an extra 10
Move
feet.
forward.
Okay.
They are darts, not my fry pan, so
So you will be rolling 2 at normal. Oh, that's an 18. That one misses. And 19 does
18,
hit.
this is, dear God.
Yeah. 19, however, that does hit.
was it a D4 for damage or no?
Apparently
believe
there's
he said it was
damage on there
D4
now,
plus
so
4.
feel free to roll that damage. That's on the chat bar. I don't know why that wasn't there originally, but it's there now. Alright, there you go.
There you
6
go.
damage. Oh, you only hit with 1.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So you do 6 damage to him. And then you're welcome to move back your 10 feet. I
10
believe?
feet. She's only got 10 feet left.
Yeah.
You have now injured him. You are also within
Yay.
his movement range.
Oh, yay.
On the plus side, it's not his turn for a while. Alright, Orc's turns. You are now within direct line of sight of this guy. It would be very difficult for him to miss you. Especially since you stabbed him and he's looking for you. So
Is he an archer or no?
No, this is a soldier.
Oh,
So
okay.
he's going to run over to you. And he's going to attempt to swing at you once. If it would roll.
Attempt block with fry pan.
And he misses you. Yeah, you block it with your fry pan.
Yes.
Just like parry.
He has
You
a
think your action's going to defend you? Have you ever seen someone do this?
he has a war axe, or not a war axe, a great axe the size of your skull, and he swings it down and you just slap it out of the air. It's just
Sucks that my fry pan is bigger than my skull.
Let's see. Yeah, he won't be able to. He would be able to get to you, I think. Come on, open your sheet. Thank you.
Excuse you?
Yeah, so he's also going to get to you. That's about the right distance. And he's also going to attempt to swing at you. Let's
This
see
feels like
how
a
he
deja
does.
vu.
Well,
Please
you know.
no. We don't need a dead half elf or half elf.
And he
on turn one.
misses you down. Double swing, double miss. How do you want to block this one?
I chuckle at his attempt and I catch it with the handle of my fry pan.
Nice. Well, boom! This is pretty cinematic for her at the moment, it seems. They're also both very healthy. this orc.
Just loud bangs across the. Well, I guess not too loud, but a pretty loud noise.
You know, that gives me a
Jumping
question.
off my pan.
Roll me performance real quick. I'm very curious on if your bangs are going to count as drum music to this guy's flute. Well, you. Oh, that's perception.
Yeah, that's
performance.
perception.
Wait, nope. Performance.
How did you roll that at advantage?
I don't know.
Well,
Oh,
you
no,
rolled
she
a
rolled at
20 as the
disadvantage.
first one, so yeah, you're basically playing better music than your companion or your enemy with a frying pan and a great axe. Sounds like drum
I swear
music.
I chose monk as the only class.
She's playing drum music at this point. It sounds basically like someone preparing for war, which is exciting except to your enemies, who were not prepared for an enemy to sound like war. The cook has now run into the tent, and yeah, he's running away. This bud is going to attempt to move. He's 30-foot range. He's gonna move over there. Orc Archer is going to.
I don't need another buddy.
He's gonna move closer and. Or actually, no, sorry. He has a different turn. Oops. This guy is going to move closer. This guy's going to attempt to get through the terrain.
Okay. He steps into it. You need to roll a DC 13 dexterity save.
Okie dokie. Dexterity.
Well, yeah, he succeeds, but he's also moving at half speed while he's going through because it's rough terrain.
So 10 feet to get there, I think. No, 15 feet to get there. And then that's 10 feet more. So that's 25.
He's just spent 20 feet in there.
There you go. So he's just kind of trudging his feet through the area. This buddy Boo is also going to do the same thing.
DC 13 going in.
And he fails it.
Yeah, he falls prone.
Do I have a pro? Oh, yeah, I do. Prone. Cool.
It costs half movement to get back up.
Nice. That's going to be treacherous for this guy. All right.
And
cool.
he has to roll it again
so
if he
sad I'm not
hadn't
nearby.
started it, regardless of whether or not he succeeded or failed.
Oh, nice. All right, Oliver, it's your turn now. You've watched one of them slug through your mess. Normal orc bud charging forwards, but not quite getting to your greasy area, and another one running forward, slipping, falling, and just slamming his face into the ground, desperately trying to get back up.
So I probably want to double check the actual ruling on prone. I believe it actually does make range shots worse, but I want to double check that.
Mm-hmm.
Or actually, can I even check that from here? Or
yes. Prone. A prone creature's only movement option is to crawl unless it stands up and thereby ends its condition. Creature's disadvantage on attack rolls, and an attack roll against the creature has advantage if the attacker is within 5 feet of the creature. Otherwise, it has disadvantage.
okay, so yeah, it would not be worth firing at it at the moment.
Probably not. No.
In that case, I guess I will fire off another. Crap! Why do I suck with words? I fire off a firebolt at him.
Okie dokie. Hit
Guess
that
this is
AC, boy. Ooh.
Nat 20.
That's gonna hurt. So for my
Sizzle, sizzle.
criticals, the dice is maxed, and then you roll the dice again.
Okay, so wait.
So
I
just roll
full
damage, and then
and then add whatever max roll potentially could be for that. So that would be
Yeah.
10 plus the first 5, so that's 15 damage.
Yep, 15 damage. Right, there's not much I can do about the system, so just play it by ear. 15. Oof. Yeah, you hurt him a lot. He is now injured. Your fire pouches over his body. Thankfully, he's not covered in grease, and so his tunic does light on fire for a second as he like pats it out. His boots have no effect to it for the most part because they're covered in grease, but he does look very singed and in pain as he is now shouting words that you're not really sure you can properly understand even if you knew Orc.
Hey, do I hear it?
You do actually, since you're rather close. The amount of obscenities being thrown at him are not something you would put inside of a children's story.
I guess from there I will run. Oh dang, there's no real safe direction to run at the moment.
Yeah.
About to say. I have about 2 on me and a 3rd nearby.
You're about to have
Listen,
4
if I
on you.
Choose which half elf you want.
I'm good.
I am debating, but this also seems like it would potentially blow her cover, so I probably shouldn't. I guess
True.
I'll go over. I guess I could go over here.
I doubt she would kill you right now.
I mean, that's not really what I'm concerned about. You're kind of playing stealthy assassin at the moment.
Yeah, that would be hilarious if you like walked right behind her like, hey guys, hi, she's right here. Don't kill me.
Only a head stealth attack bonus.
What would you like to do? You got 3 orcs who are very weak but can do some damage if they actually hit for once. 2 orcs who are injured but can do some decent damage. Orc who's kind of in the middle. And then Big Bad Boy, and also Mr. Archer, who is clearly a coward and doesn't seem to be wanting to get into this fight.
Who's the one in the middle?
This guy is a just normal orc who's just desperately trying to get to the combat.
You know, I'm gonna do something stupid, and I'm gonna go over here.
You okay? It's
And I'll
quite
end my turn
range.
there.
Nice, nice. He will not be able to reach you. Alright. Let's see. It is now the captain's turn. Mr. Captain Boy is going to just start. He's not even running. He's just basically sauntering up, pulling at, grabbing his greatsword, and he's going to broadsword, and he's going to slam down on her. Ooh!
I'm gonna...
Oh no!
What's your AC?
I don't think it's high enough
Can
to
we
be
not
at
talk
20.
about it?
Yeah, never mind.
This is gonna hurt, just so you're aware. Wow. Alright. 14 damage. Okay, I was expecting a little bit more, but alright, yeah. 14 damage to you.
That sounds like it hurts a lot.
That
Crap.
does. It could have hurt so much more. But yeah, she's now injured.
Woo, a little over half health. Let's go.
Unfortunately, that's all the attacks that he's able to do.
Unfortunately, thank God. Thank God.
You know, I have to play the mean guy. The archer is again not bothering to get close to you guys. He's playing some music, so he's going to continue his performance until he has to run away. And it's just not getting better. In fact, it's getting so worse. It's so bad at this point that he's gonna start dealing damage to you folks here soon with this horrendous music. It's literally starting to hurt your guys' ears.
How about no?
So bad. Leon, it's your turn. The music is just getting worse. You can see him kind of past the shoulder of one of the folks, and he has a devilish grin on his face.
I have more pressing matters, though I am loath to admit it. If this half-elf, I think, lady dies, I'm dead. So...
Yeah.
This guy looks weaker than the rest, although his great axe is... I think it's great axe. Yeah, his great axe is rather large. This guy is clearly injured. I think she... Yeah, he has a...
That's the dart one.
Yeah, he has a knife wound in his thigh, basically, I think. And then he's obviously somewhat injured.
Okay. A few things are going to happen.
Okay.
I'm actually not going to take that step forward. I think I'm okay from here.
Okay.
In fact, I'm going to take 2 more steps backwards.
Excuse you?
Just like, you got this.
I'm gonna
be panic eating freaking berries at this point.
I have some good berries left from last fight.
Don't those things
It lasts
go bad
24
after like an
hours.
hour?
No, 24.
Okay then.
I'm gonna. So first of all, you see the person just like stepping backwards, kind of in fear. Just look at your frying pan with a look of confusion, like, what did I get myself into? Who is this lunatic? Fighting orcs with a
5'6" monster.
with the cast iron skillet. And I'm gonna cast a healing word on you as my bonus action. So
That's a
you're
very
welcome.
smart plan. Okay.
Aw.
Heck, since it was your bonus action, that means you can still cast
I
a
need to make you
cantrip
dinner.
as your action.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm not even gonna use a cantrip as my action. But this comes first.
Mm-hmm.
Question is, do I want to do it at first or second level? I think
You
I
have
need to
second
go-
level spell slots?
I'm a very good bard. I rolled
jeez.
2 4s.
Christ.
Booyah!
Yay!
Alright, you heal 11, Eleanor.
You see him pull out a banjo. Or sorry, you see him pull out a lute with a strange lambskin drum for a body. It's a banjo. And he plucks a little ditty, and you feel yourself getting better as he does it. And it don't make no sense.
You want to play us a ditty, my friend, or?
I can.
You're welcome to. I mean, it's your show.
Well, it's your show.
Well, you know that this is your moment of.
I love it.
You feel invigorated by the sound of the country.
And I'm also gonna take a crossbow shot at the damagedy boy.
Nah, right? Which one? There's 2.
The
The
one that
yellow
I'm.
or
Soldier?
green damaged.
I want to hit the one that I don't think I'm gonna hit my elf companion with,
Alright, that's fair.
because I don't think my elf companion has catch missile yet.
She does, actually.
Yeah.
Actually, I can.
Yeah.
Okay. Then in
I've
that
killed
case,
an orc with it before.
I'm gonna aim for the more injured one in front. I'm gonna
Alright.
aim. I don't want to aim for the captain. I don't think I can kill the captain. I am gonna aim for the injured one by their side.
Alright, cool.
That
Go
feels
through-
better.
Yep.
And normal.
Jesus Christ.
Nat
Oh
20!
yeah.
We're getting a lot of nat 20s.
Oh yeah. So
I'd
that
like
would be 6
5
plus
plus
5,
6.
so 11 damage.
11 damage.
Hot damn.
I'm
Yeah.
rolling good this turn.
You hit him right inside the kneecap, like right in that sweet spot right there. You can, especially Ellie, since she's right next to him, can hear the sweet sound of a kneecap just being eviscerated and crushed under the weight of an actual arrow, or a bolt in this case, as the orc, in a very loud cry of pain, goes down to one knee.
About to say,
Ooh,
I will be
whoop-de-doo,
pissed if he fell on me.
whoop-de-doo.
He's not
I
dead
am
yet.
the shortest in the group.
It
I will
says
be
he's near
pissed.
dead, not dead quite yet.
Oh, if it was dead, he would be on top of you unless you were able to dex, but you know. Alright, Rowena, it's your turn.
One battle's gonna take almost the entire session, if not more than that.
That's fine.
Since my hunter's mark prey
Mm-hmm.
is on the other side, I'm gonna go ahead and run over here.
Okay.
Bonus action.
You might not want to shoot at that. That's a disadvantage shot because he's prone.
Yeah, I'm not. As a bonus action, I'm gonna move it to the big guy.
Ah.
Oh.
Oh, that's a
Ooh.
good
Now
shot,
I'm
actually, yeah.
My heart.
Now I'm gonna shoot.
Alright, feel
I
free.
got some jazzy country music, and now I'm being saved by a huntress.
Well, unfortunately, that
No.
arrow does go wide. It goes into this tent.
Did we
Isn't
hear
quite...
I
curses
can't
from
get
the
it.
chef? Did it
Huh?
hit
Oh,
the
that's right.
chef?
That's
Oh
the chef ran.
no, wait.
Oh no!
Oh, wait. Oh, poor chef. Hold on. Oh, it hit the chef. Roll me your damage.
He was trying to be a good boy.
Oh, roll me your damage.
Oh, I don't get it.
I mean, hey, at least he's not cooking humanoids today.
You do not get advantage, unfortunately.
Okay.
Mhm.
Feels bad then. Roll damage.
Yep. Oh. Guess how much health the cook had?
One.
I'm ready to
He
cry.
had 6 health.
Oh. Oh,
I have too much
Well,
emotions for this.
other-
I'm too into it.
You
I'm gonna
can-
start crying now.
You
On the
watch
plus
your
side,
arrow.
He is not cooking humanoids today.
You watch your arrow fly, but unfortunately, a particularly strong breeze pretty much just slaps your arrow. It actually like pushes some of the orcs just a little bit, and the arrow flies directly into the tent, just ripping through it, and almost slow motion. And you're really the only one who can see this properly. Is almost slow motion. You watch your arrow like cut through the leather, and you just see the orc cook just kind of sitting there with a frying pan, cooking up something as the arrow slides through the wall, and he turns and just boom right in the head.
well, it's
That just makes it worse.
One of them.
All right,
least I
Ellie,
got
you
one
have
of
3 people on you. You have 2 attacks. One is very
Did any
clearly...
of them get distracted by that shot or no?
No, they didn't even notice it.
You'd
was
think
kinda
they'd
hoping.
probably hear something along the lines of a scream coming from the tent, because that was perfectly zero.
It got him right in the eye, lying there. There wasn't even a scream. It was a huh? Dunk. Wasn't even time for a scream.
It was peaceful.
It's actually probably the fastest death y'all have gotten so far.
Oh, well, that's reassuring.
Well,
Oh, except for
kid-
Rowena stabbing her God, what is it called?
Kidnapper.
Scimitar. Her scimitar through one's throat, but that was not pleasant.
I mean, she not only did she stab it through its throat, she proceeded to rip it out.
Yeah.
No, she sliced through him.
I
No,
hate
she brought it
orcs.
completely down through his body.
Oh, that's even
Oh, I thought you
scarier.
pulled out. But yeah, so you have 2 orcs. One looks perfectly healthy, although he does not look quite as scary as the other 2. One's on his knee, and the other one has a not great sword. What is it called?
A great axe.
No, a broadsword. That's it. A broadsword, and is just kind of staring you down. He is also 2 feet taller than you.
Yay.
Yay. What would you
So
like
my
to do?
fry pan won't really... Well, I guess it wouldn't be a disadvantage due to height.
No, you have
I don't think there's any disadvantage to melee attacking a creature that's of X height,
Nope.
especially considering it's a
Okay.
medium creature anyway.
You have some sweet spots that you
Me-
can hit, you know. What would you like to do?
Am I able to divide my attacks?
Mhm.
Like, one fry pan hit to one and another fry pan
Yep.
hit to the other?
I don't think there's any
Okay.
rules saying you can't do that.
Yep. One's a normal
And then
action,
run away.
one's a... Yep.
If
If you run away, you will
if
provoke
you
attack
run, you're
of
going to
opportunity.
provoke 3 attacks of opportunity.
Yeah.
Unless you want to burn your
Unless
action
somebody
to
dies.
disengage.
But I also don't want to risk dying, because that's 3 attacks coming at me.
Yeah.
I mean, you could burn your action to disengage and move away at full speed,
If you have
but you won't be.
Step
But
of
you'll
the
only be
Wind,
able to use your bonus action for the rest of the turn.
yeah, you can use a key point and a bonus action to Step of the Wind disengage, I believe.
Oh,
Oh,
does she
really?
have that?
I do have that.
Oh, okay.
I have 3 key points. Because we got
Uh,
well
yeah,
rested.
Step of the Wind. Yeah, you can disengage as bonus action.
Didn't we get like super well rested?
Yeah, we had a long rest.
Yeah.
which
And
would
you
be
guys
good.
were inside of a base, so you guys would have gotten temp HP too.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about temp HP.
I'm also fairly certain if you wanted, you could use, what is the word for when monks punch not once, but 3 times?
Fury of Blows.
Martial arts?
Yeah, you could do Fury
Fury-
of Blows
Fury of
to
Blows.
hit all 3.
Yeah, that too.
Gosh darn, I can't even English.
Ellie?
That's the secret way of the
I mean,
monk.
I
by
like
the way.
the idea of hitting all 3 of them. But
Oh, actually, you technically can do 4 attacks. Immediately after you take the attack action on your turn, you can spend 1 key point to make 2 strike. Oh, never mind, it's 3. When you attack once, you can spend 1 key point to make that into 2 attacks as a bonus action.
okay, so focusing first on which one?
You could also
should
try
we go
just
through?
knocking the crap out of the big guy.
The guy to your right apparently is near death. Ah!
Yeah, but I also don't. I'm worried that I'll get a really good roll that should just go to the
Sorry,
big
knocked
guy.
my microphone out. And headphones by extension.
No problem.
Oh no.
Well,
So I'll probably just
Mhm.
put the near death one out of its misery first.
Okie dokie.
Just a little whack. And then move to the big guy, who wish me luck. I'll probably jump and hit. And spend a key point and land a hit on the 3rd.
Okie dokie.
Maybe. Depending on the big guy, I might just land a second one on him.
Okie dokie. Feel free to roll me your attacks, yo.
Stress noises intensify.
It's a nat 20, nat 1, nat 1.
2 of us have
I
3
would
monsters
try.
on us, plus the other 2 who haven't even entered the fray yet.
I love
I mean, granted, but I almost died, which means I would have lost the bet.
Fair enough.
You're very angry about almost losing the bet, so now you must channel that anger.
Do I get an advantage?
No.
We're always asking for advantage.
17 will hit the guy on the right. I'm going to just
Does he die?
assume you're going to kill him. Roll damage. I really don't think he will survive this. Unless you specifically roll that number.
Why?
Did you have like 6 HP left?
Yes, he did.
Oh my gosh.
He's so
Can I
close
just
to death
teleport
that the
away?
friggin' game didn't even let him die.
What the heck,
My
game?
fry pan is not helping.
What'd you like to do
Dude,
now?
my bow isn't.
I mean, you could punch.
Well, you
It's
could
just-
totally
Oh, no, never
slap him instead.
I mean, to be fair, even a non-monk can do
Sneeze.
1 damage with an unarmed strike. The only difference is a non-monk can only do that as non-lethal.
I just don't want to spend my last 2
Let's see.
attacks on the near, basically dead one. That
Yeah.
I can probably kill with a sneeze.
Well, you do have several folks who can. Technically him, I think. So
Yeah, but is that before?
actually,
They
let me
can-
roll a con save for him real quick.
The problem is if he
Excuse
doesn't
you?
go down, that's another attack that's gonna come
Yeah.
at you.
Unfortunately, he
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
stubborn son of a bitch. DC save was at 15, by the way. Yeah, he's a stubborn son of a bitch.
So I'll just focus on the big guy then.
Okay.
Do another fry pan attack.
Okie dokie. Show me the muns. Oh, 16. That does miss. Alright, roll me one more time. And that hits. Roll me that damage. Ooh, 6 damage. Alright. So he's definitely looking more injured.
A runaway.
Alright. Well, you have no
More
action, you
yellow
have no bonus
injured.
action, so running away would require you to provoke all 3 attacks.
Yeah, no.
You do have 17 AC, though, so you could be missed.
And how many temp hit points do we
be.
have?
Roll your hit die, and that's how many temp hit points you have. Eleanor did the same thing.
Can't remember what my hit dice is. I think it's a
I
D6.
think
What
it
the heck, I'll
is.
just hit it. Oh, yeah, no, it's a D8. Okay. I'm just going to roll here.
I'll just
No, not 2
casually
D8, just
sneak
1.
into my herb kit, eat a ration, and cry a little inside.
Okay.
Alright.
What is my...
Yes. So that was her turn. So is now the orc's turns. We're going to
Yay.
look at this bud attempting to run down. How far does he run? He runs all the way down there. This bud is going to attempt to get through the slog. Dexterity save.
I think he falls over.
Yep, he falls over too. This guy's going to attempt to get back up. And then...
No, he doesn't need to attempt. It just costs half of his movement to get up.
Oh, that's rough. And then he's going to attempt to walk through it again. Which requires, I believe, no dexterity save. But he does succeed this time. And he just kind of stands there.
Yep, that's the last of his movement.
Yep. Let's see. And then I believe this guy... he's running all the way over there. Took him a while. Alright, you near dead guy. You're going to take a swing. He's barely standing at the moment. And he misses you entirely. He attempts to swing, and he misses. Just like, it's not even hard to dodge this guy's swings. It's kind of pathetic, but he's also very stubborn. Let's see.
You thought?
Oh, this guy does hit you, though. For 9 damage.
Hang on, that 18, I'm actually going to use Cutting Words.
Oh, okay. How's that work?
Is that a reaction you can do?
Yeah, as a reaction, I'm going to yell, "Your fight's with me, ugly!" And I'm going to roll a d6, and he has to subtract that from his attack roll.
Oh, okay.
I love
Sexy.
it.
Oh, shit.
That's glorious. Oh, yeah, that's glorious.
You say that and his axe, it damn near makes contact with her shoulder, and then he just kind of like looks at you, and his entire body turns as he does so, and he slams towards the ground. Roll me a
I wish
1d20.
he hit the other orc.
Wait, 1d20? What does he need that for?
See whether or not his friend dies, which his friend does.
Oh!
Yes!
Orc turns.
I stand corrected. Your fight was with him.
The orc turns.
Dang,
His blade
Sure,
damn near
Mockery, you just
careening.
basically did Crown of Madness.
His blade damn near careening into her shoulder. He turns, he looks at you, and his blade angles downwards right into the soft meat of this man's throat. Shunk! The orc does not look very happy about the fact that he's dead, and he's now staring directly at you.
I'm just going to look at the captain and point to the guy standing next to him and yell, "Yeah, he did it."
I love your character. Alright, Oliver,
Well,
your turn.
great, you're gonna be haunted now.
This orc is full on running at you. He's he's charging you down.
I'll block him with a fry pan.
What'd you like to do, Oliver?
I'm looking at my actions.
No problem. Where
I'm
did
very tempted, but
Arena-
I'd also like to keep
Oh,
those spell slots because I do not have many.
What do you mean, have I?
I was trying to find you. You blend in so well.
That's
I was just doing the same thing. It's like, where did she go?
What'd you like to do, Oliver? This guy is bearing down on you. The other guy is finally free from the death trap called Grease. It's more of a ew trap, but still. And he's looking your way too. Although the yelling and cursing, well, not cursing, of Leon might get his attention at some point.
Hey, Sen, it looks like you forgot to remove the mark from this guy. He is
oops,
no
yeah.
longer... I believe it was this guy that is currently fallen over.
Indeed. Boop. There we go. Okay.
Dang it, none of us are really in a position to take advantage of that prone.
Listen, it's helping keep them away from you.
That is
From me
true.
only. It's not that great in the current situation.
Hey, that puddle has kept 4 of them out of the fight for like an extra turn and a half. So it is doing
Fair
its
enough.
job.
That is true.
Just imagine all 5 of them running up to Ellie.
Excuse you? I have a bet to win.
I'm just gonna look at the one that's approaching me. She's like, "Dang it! Really wanted to save a few more of these." Firebolt.
Alright. Hit him right in the face. That will hit him right in the face, yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Hey.
Oh, you have no bonuses to that?
No, you don't add bonuses to cantrips apparently, or
Cool.
spell damage.
Alright, well, he is badly injured now. You literally firebolt him right in the nose. Like, it hits him dead center in the face, and he has to, like, blink as he starts shouting more obscenities. Loud enough that even as far as Rowena is, she can hear them. They're,
And with that, I bid you adieu.
not good noises. Alright, Mr. Orc Captain. He's going to slam his sword down onto Eleonora again. Oops, wrong one. There you are.
I'm just getting all the attention.
And he misses you. Or, well, it doesn't miss you. You
I
block
really
it,
wish I could
assume.
respond. Like, as he swung down, I'm sure he's hunched over enough since I'm short. I just want to smack him.
He just lightly tap him on the face, like, good job, you did good.
Oh, it's okay. Maybe next time.
Dang, you should have cutting words.
She should have
You sure you
vicious
didn't
mockery.
cross-class into Bard?
Alright.
I love that the personality of my character just slowly changes as we continue battle.
Alright, let's see. He's going to roll to see whether or not he realizes how dire the situation is. Oh, he kind
No.
of does. Just a little bit. However,
Oh?
what he realizes
iron is
is it's kind of dire for you guys, so he's just gonna keep on playing. Yeah, he does not even notice Rowena standing over there. He's getting better though. He's getting amazingly better. Yeah, shockingly. Or you guys are getting more used to it. One of those two. No damage to you folks so far. But he's
Hold up, that's not normally supposed to do damage. That's not normally a thing.
He has played a lot of shitty music, so. But he is now getting
I've seen
better.
too many Naruto episodes to be okay with a flute player.
Yeah, he's getting better. He's not even paying attention to Rowena. He's dancing his life away. He's playing some thick combat music at the moment, trying to invigorate his allies. Unfortunately, even if he had the ability to do so, he's not even close enough. So, yeah, he's just playing some music.
That would be bad.
Yeah. Leon, you can hear him getting better.
I'm just gonna yell at the top of my lungs, "Will someone please kill the flautist?" And then after a brief pause, you hear, "Either of them."
Is
And
that like your sorry?
no,
I was gonna ask if that was just like your verbal component for a spell.
no, that was me telling anybody to please kill the person playing the flute or to kill Oliver.
I mean, I'm not playing the
would,
flute
but I'm
anymore. I
a
put
little
that thing
stuck on a
down
double
when the surprise round ended.
True. Oh boy, I don't know what to do, guys. All right, I feel like Oliver needs more help than Frying Pan Monk.
Oh, he does
Oh,
have
okay.
2 people who are. Oh, one of them can't get to him actually.
And a special spell slot that nobody's seen yet.
I'm gonna fire a crossbow bolt at this
Ooh.
injured guy here.
Okie dokie.
It can only be used for one thing, but hey, it's a second level spell.
Nice. Feel free to roll.
I'm working on it. It's asking me to click extra times now.
Ah. I don't know why that is.
It lets me pick advantage or disadvantage, so I'm not
Oh, that's
unhappy.
nice. Alright, 18. That does hit him.
Damage. Yeah.
Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Alright. Well, he does notice you now. You're yelling and screaming and now pounding of his arm. Where do you shoot?
This is the first time I think I've ever had to use a crossbow for anything other than practice. So I am shooting in his general direction and hoping it hits.
Alright, cool. You hit him like right in the side, like right above the hip, essentially. It's just kind of like shunks through, and he looks at it, and then he looks at you, and then he looks at it again, and then he looks at you again, and he's just like, "You have won me! Honor battle commence!"
Oh shit.
Did you just do a Champions Challenge or something? Is this thing like a paladin?
No, but I might make that in the future.
Oh no.
A Dollar Tree pot. A Dollar Tree paladin.
A Dollar Tree pot, yeah, that's what he is.
I mean, to be fair, orcs do tend to worship a god of war.
That's true.
So that could technically be a thing.
Rowena, you can see, shockingly, the, Eleonora is blocking and just countering who knows how many blows at this point. She is a fury of whirlwind of damage, and both the orcs are honestly looking like they're having the time of their lives.
This is a major deja vu moment for us.
Rowena knocks another arrow. She's like, goodness, she's actually a very impressive fighter. And then she'll shoot again at the, I don't know, orc leader?
Okay. Orc captain.
Orc captain.
Yeah, that
Are
once
you
again
joking?
misses.
Oh.
The, just have to make sure. Yeah, right into the dead body of the cook. Yeah, at quite range. You're very used to shooting at quite far ranges, but you have hit that orc squarely twice now.
You can't do anything. I've attacked this one orc 3 times and he's still coming at me.
Hey, at least you're hitting something!
Hey, you know what? Hey, we laugh,
Rolls
but right
reversed.
now Ruina's got the highest kill count of all of us. Ruina and an
Unquestionably.
orc are the only 2 people that have killed anything.
Ellie, once again.
The worst part is the
Repeatedly.
2 guys are the ones that are
Crying.
support characters. So we're not even supposed to be getting kills.
Oh, I love this. So you have 2
She's
more.
gonna take her movement a little bit closer.
Okie dokie. Maybe this time you'll hit.
Yeah, exactly!
It says I'm able to do
Mhm.
2 unarmed strikes as a bonus.
action. Yep. So
Once
you
I
can
use a
do-
key.
So you can do your main action attack and then 2 bonus action attacks instead of 1.
I thought normal was 2 hits.
Normal
Well-
was 1 action,
oh wait,
1
yeah,
bonus
no.
action.
Yeah.
'Cause
Okay,
using a
never
monk
mind.
weapon.
Got it mixed up. Okay.
Mhm.
So I'll. I don't like the big dude.
So far, you're blow for blow for him, honestly.
That is true. So I'll just start hitting him first.
The other guy has not
Just
managed to hit you
auto
even
pan.
once.
That is true, and he's uninjured for that fact.
Yeah. Not for lack of trying from either of you. Oh. Oh.
Oh no.
No.
That is a miss, yeah.
I blame the lag for that one.
You attempt to swing at him, and he doesn't even attempt to parry it. You're not even close to hitting him. You just
I was
kind of
way too short.
swing your
Quite
pan.
literally.
You just gotta swing your pan. He can feel the air. Yep. He's not even parrying you. You just 1, 2, and he's just kind of backing up slightly and then moving forward and backing up and moving forward. It is a pretty impressive dancing, though. Do you want to use that the second key point?
I'm trying to decide if it's worth it. Because there are other orcs to deal with.
I'm amazed that you haven't hit him that many times, honestly. Compared to your hit chance, he's
I mean,
not
he did
that
kind of make
high.
the comment. He's got 19 AC.
I mean, that is
It's
true.
pretty difficult for most of us to pass through. I think the only one that might be able to do so consistently is Ruina. If for some reason, if the dice will finally start working with us.
I know. I'm rolling like 3.
She's got like
I'm
the
just
best.
trying
She's
to
got like the
do-
best modifier to hit.
Funny enough, they both have the same modifier.
She has
They
a
both
plus
have
7
plus
to
6.
hit.
Yeah.
She has a plus 7 to hit.
Oh, does she? Oh, wow.
I just can't. I
Yeah,
just can't.
Rangers are
Oh,
scary
yeah,
with
you're
their
right. It has
favorite
a plus
weapon.
7. Good lord. All right, yeah.
I can, if you guys
So
want.
I
can
think I
start-
will spend the key points
Ew.
and do some damage
Okay.
to the undamaged one. That
Alright,
way, any hit can at least do close to death for
I
him.
won't find it hilarious if you instantly kill him with like a critical.
I will be livid.
Insta kill him. How much health does he have? He's uninjured.
Well, the last one that y'all fought, that looked like him, Rowena killed with a 15 damage. So.
The cook only had 6 health, so he could be even in between 15 and 6. Well, 6 and 15.
Feel free to give me that attack. Oh. Just roll your attack. Ooh. Oh, just under. Oof. So you attempt to hit them, and they're you wouldn't say they're afraid of your blows, though they probably should be. But they are very much so dodging your blows. All right. Is now this
I'm
orc's
just tired
turn.
at this point.
He's
What the heck?
he feels insulted, so he's going to move around here, still within your range, and then he's going to disengage. That's 10 feet, and then 15, 20, 25, 30. And that's his turn. This
Just
guy...
like walks up to him, just like, hey buddy, I just kind of want to watch this.
Pretty much. He's going to move right there, and he's going to attempt to hit you for the first time with his spiked gauntlet.
Porque me.
Oh, that's going to hurt.
Oh,
Yeah, I think that hits.
I would hope so. For 5 damage.
Oh no.
Oh no! Are you gonna automatically remove that, or should I? I can do it. I got it.
Okay, I'll take my 5 damage.
How,
Very tempted to use the cast, but I'm trying to decide if it's worth it. Probably should save it.
And he's going to move right there. This guy's going to get off his feet. Move. Dex check.
I got it. Okay.
Oh, you're not injured. No, that wasn't towards you. That was towards Oliver.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, this guy disengaged, so he can't attack you. This guy...
That orc just simply moved.
This guy manages to not fall into the ground. That's 15 to get up, I think. Yeah, 15 to get up, and then 10 to... So he's just moving right there. Dex check.
Crap, I just realized.
And he fails.
My best bet here is to go into a melee, but I don't have any great melee choices.
So that orc's down. This orc managed to not get downed, but he can't do anything. This orc moved here, and that orc moved there. Good lord. Okay, is now Oliver's turn once again. You got punched in the gut, probably.
Well, I guess now it's just as good a time as any. I'm going to, as my bonus action, drink my experimental elixir.
Ooh, okay.
Gosh darn it. Please post.
Experimental?
Mhm.
Kind of
You
concerning.
roll a dice to determine what it does. So, boldness, it gives me...
Oh, interesting.
Oh.
You roll 2d4.
I can roll a
that's
d4 and
three.
add to every attack roll and saving throw I make for the next minute, aka 10
You
turns.
accidentally rolled 2 of them, so you actually had 3, not 4. Which means that your AC is +1 for 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Well, that works. So you have a 15 AC now.
I think that's actually what happened last time I drank one of these.
I would
Okay,
not
but
be
In
surprised.
that regard, I'm going to quickly snatch the sickle from my high waistland and attempt to attack the injured guy.
Okie dokie, feel free.
Let's see here. Where the heck did that thing go? Here we go. Yes, I want to roll it. Attack roll.
You got this. Oh, you do got
16.
this. Roll your damage. Oh, All right.
3
damage.
slashing.
Yeah.
I don't have a strength modifier, unfortunately, and this thing is not finesse.
Yeah, it looks like you just kind of sliced his arm a little bit. But it did hurt him a little bit, so there you go. Alright, Mr. Captain, you are now 1v1ing this woman. Let's see how you fare. Let's see.
Freaking ho.
Yeah, I think I'm going to wind up having to use my 2nd level charge here, dang it.
Oh, he has some abilities. Oh, interesting.
Excuse you?
Oh, apparently they're very
Maybe
not useful abilities. Alright, well, he's going to... Oh, what does Palcar do? Every creature, blah, blah, blah. It's a proper action. Yeah, I don't care. He wants to punch you. He wouldn't do anything else. Alright. Bratard. He's 1v1ing you today. And he is 1v1ing you to pain. Not a lot of pain. Just a little bit. A little bit of pain.
Aggressive head pat.
You do he slices across your cheek with a swing as you barely manage to get your face out of the way of his massive sword. But he does slice across your cheek for 5 damage. Alright, Mr. Archer. He is looking around the area. It looks kind of like you guys are on the losing end. So... he is going to, looking at the girl who shot several friends, you're not attacking him, and he is a coward.
Not hit anyone.
So his reaction is to go back there, and then play his shitty music. And if he rolls below 10, it will be really... Alright, no, he's getting better. He is playing actual battle music now. He's playing some sweet Jimmy Jams. Does no damage to you.
It's just gonna get better if it's just like it sounds like drums, but he realized he's playing a woodwind instrument.
I know, it's weird. But yeah, it's just the it might be the clash of Eleonora's cast iron frying pan against a broadsword accompanying his music, but it sounds really good now. You know, it's kind of impressive. Leon, it's now your turn. This orc is running up to you. He has his great axe in hand, and he apparently did not like some of the words that you've said to him.
Hey!
All right.
Get it.
Hey!
All right. Yeah, you
Deadly by words and by sword.
Ooh, you hurt him a lot.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like immediately just like almost drop my crossbow, and it's caught by a. It's hanging from my belt by a thread, so I can just drop it.
Uh-huh.
It's just kind of hanging by my legs now,
Mm-hmm.
and I just immediately draw out my rapier, and I'm like, I just poke it. I poke. I
No
poke.
fights with me. Go. Oh. Just have your
I just
rapier stuck inside of him and then you pull it out.
Yeah, Leon, he withdraws it. There's kind of a look of terror on his face. He's out of his depth right now, and he just says, I think I made my point.
Hold on. How smart is this man? This is gonna be an intelligence save for him. Points! You point me!
Such an aggressive point.
He apparently does not like puns. Rowena, it's now your turn. You see 2 people below you. They're slip and sliding all over the grease trap on the floor. You can kind of vaguely almost see the one trying to attack Oliver. You do not see the one attacking Leon at all, but you do hear him shout something about puns. And
Okay.
the captain right here, who is just blow for blow swinging with Ellie. He did just slash her cheek.
How dare.
Well, Marina's gonna try one more time.
All
She's
right.
gonna mutter some choice words in which language does she choose?
Which language? There's so many we can choose.
Probably in primordial.
Okay, ooh, that's a
Know the
spooky
language of
one.
the elementals. Dear God.
That's a spooky sound.
She mutters it. Not a lot of people hear it, but she
Mhm.
definitely says something. Tries one more time. Please.
Please get in that 20.
For
I
the
would
love-
love that.
Of all
For the love of God. For the love of Paylor.
I don't think he'd
Oh
care.
my.
Oh!
Whoa!
Yeah, I think there's a pretty good chance that man is now dead.
Oh my
Please?
god. Yeah,
Please.
we'll
Please
be
be dead.
a damage.
Okay.
Please be dead.
Alright, we're gonna take 8 plus 5.
Dead.
13 damage. Ooh.
No,
Oh, boy.
That's not all of it. Because.
Oh yeah, and you're 1d6. Do you run d6?
Oh, that's
Well,
right.
Kill it. Kill it.
I'm also going to do
Oh.
my D8 for what is it?
Wait.
Colossus Slayer.
You have
Oh
Colossus
yeah,
Slayer?
because you have
Oh,
Colossus
no.
Slayer. Oh yeah.
You just have to have an
Oh.
enemy injured.
Oh my god. He is on death's door at this point. You know how you just critically wounded, and by wounded I mean murdered the cook? Yeah, you took that same precision and just shunked it right into his eyeball. Just he
I'll
has
leave
an
the rest
arrow
to you.
sticking out of his eye socket.
He is
And
now
I
known
will
as
take-
as Nosebreaker One Eye. I don't know.
He is.
I don't
He's
remember how I did the.
space. Yeah, he is very injured. He is not looking good. He is on death's door at this point. Eleonora, would you like to attempt to kill him this?
Yes. Yes.
End this
I will
madness.
let the gods know that he is on his way and he needs special treatment.
He cut your prey face.
Yeah, Noah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
Noah.
misses
I'm
though.
brave enough to go and attack a bunch of unarmed men.
Yeah, you swing
I'm
towards
very
him.
tempted to just use a dart.
You swing
I
towards
wouldn't
him.
do that. That would be a disadvantage just simply because you're melee.
You do have one more attack or two if you want to. Oh, that one misses too. Your frying pan and his sword are in just constant combat, but that one hits.
That better hit. Yeah.
He only
Your
has
sword,
19.
your. Oh my God! Wait, hold on.
Is he dead?
Yeah.
I'm not slowing down for nobody. He's
Yeah.
going.
Yep. How do you do it? How do you do it? How do you finish this man?
I stare at him right in the eyeballs and say, let them know that Eleonora sent you and that she won the bet. Goodbye. And I just smack him as hard as I could, my little short self, with a fry pan.
Oh, do you drill the arrow into his brain?
Honestly? Sure.
Taking a page out of Ruina's book, you slam your frying pan as hard as you
Rowena
can into
is
his
quite the
face.
inspiration.
I know, right? You and him were in just absolute combat. You were swinging blow for blow, constantly swinging at each other. The sounds of his blade and your cast iron steel clashing and bashing before finally the ginormous 7'8" Titan falls.
Which way?
Depends on which
I
way
do
you
not
smack him.
swing toward me. Not toward me.
If you could, I would be
not
amazed.
I would assume he probably flew in like this direction, considering that's probably the side that the arrow was on.
Oh, performance. Hey, it sounds like a goddamn battle of the ages. More importantly,
Especially because his master is now dead.
oh yeah, more importantly. Oh, wow. Yeah, all right. He is not shaken to his core. This man is
He wasn't even impressed. by my drumming?
He was impressed. He was very impressed. And he's also a coward. So yeah, Eleanor, you've murdered him. This orc is going to attempt to punch Graves in the face now that he has not a lot to live for at this point, honestly.
So help me, I will cutting word if it hits.
Let's see. Swinging at you. Oh!
Cutting word will not help me here.
Oh no.
This is
cutting
so many. That's a 1d12. So that's 12 plus. Oh
So
no.
that's 22 damage.
Oh, that's gonna hurt. So you take
I wish
22
I
damage.
saved the bonus.
Yeah, he sees the death
Someone
of
throw
his
some
of
berries.
his captain. He sees the murder that she has inflicted upon him, and the very choice words that Eleanor said. The gods above he's concerned about. So he takes his great axe in his hands. He looks you dead in the eyes, and you see the look of a man who has nothing to lose, and he swings at you. It hurts. It hurts a lot. He
Sorry.
rips open your chest frame to some degree. Like it's a slash all the way from your shoulder to your hip.
Yep,
Hey,
I'm
Stan,
gonna
I don't
need
suppose
a
you know off
tailor.
the top of your head what sort of rules there are for casting a non-attacking spell that doesn't normally require a roll of the chance to hit against an enemy while you're in a melee with another.
Which spell is it?
Apparently, Healing Word has a spell range of 60 feet, and I am within that range. I could potentially heal him when my turn comes around.
Yeah, you would be. You're not getting out of their threat range, so you would be able to do it.
I mean, sure, but
Dude,
I
you got
don't
more
know.
important things to worry about.
fair.
I
Alright.
could attempt to throw a healing kit or a berry.
I mean, you can
Guys,
run up
I
and
have
murder this
healing.
motherfucker.
I have healing spells.
Yeah. So then this guy is going to attempt to swing at Oliver again with his spiked gauntlet. Oh yeah, punching you right in the gut again for 7 damage. This
Okay,
bud.
you know what? Screw it. I'm doing it here.
Oh.
Sin, I
Uh,
am going to use my second level spell slot of Hellish Rebuke.
Just
oh
make sure
yes,
you don't
baby.
injure yourself.
All right, let's see. Creature
2D
damage who's momentarily surrounded must make a dexterity saving throw. What's the DC 11? It's a good thing these
On
guys.
failure, he takes 2d10 on a success. Oh no, he takes 3d10 on a success. As he takes half. Yeah, he takes 3d10 damage.
Show me that damage, baby. Oh, okay.
13
Nice.
fire damage.
Yeah, minus 13.
I'm just going to just like look at him, just like, no, enough. Just proceed to point at him as his body just bursts into flames.
Oh yeah, it bursts. He is screaming in agony at the moment. His skin is slowly slothing off of his body. Let me roll his constitution real quick. He's close enough to death that if he unlike his companion, who got viciously murdered, he is not at all as stubborn, and as the fire flows through his body and skin starts to slough off onto the ground, he looks at you, grabs his great axe, and hits the ground.
Did it happen to catch the toe of the other guy?
It did not.
Oh.
The other guy, however, is going to do the exact same thing of trying to punch you in the gut with a spiked gauntlet, now enraged by the fact that, no, alright, 14.
No,
That's-
14 misses. I have 15 AC at the moment.
Oh, yeah. 'cause you're a thing. Hey.
Crazy potion.
He attempts to hit you, but his blind fury allows you to dodge him fairly easily. This guy, I believe, is, too far, so he's going to rush towards you. This guy is going to attempt to get out of this slothing grease trap, and succeeds. And just kind of stands here. Alright. Oliver, it's now your turn.
I am in a serious trouble. I am in serious trouble right now. Oh, crap. Sorry. How did that even happen? There we go.
There's a buffer zone. So.
No,
Alright.
I meant I had a key. I didn't try and move at all.
Oh. Oh, yeah, you can use the arrow keys to move your characters, too.
That wasn't an arrow key.
Oh, was it WASD?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, there you go. That also works, too.
Okay.
Eventually,
Okay,
I'll have it so you guys can move through areas, but one day. Oh, yeah, right.
I guess I'm going to throw the healing word at our good friend over here. It's
You
probably
can.
not going to do that much, but even so.
Oh, well,
No,
that's
do
good.
not worry about me. You have more pressing matters to deal with.
Fair, but I don't really have anything else to use my bonus action on at the moment.
That's true.
Okay?
I'm just saying. That is my only bonus action and ability left.
Let me see the health.
Please don't be a 1.
Oh,
Full
Wow.
7.
that's yeah.
It's not
that's-
much, but it's
I-
healing.
Yeah, that's as much healing as you can give him. So you take you heal 7 health. What are you gonna do with your action?
I'm going to proceed to pull the sickle on this guy.
All right.
Because
cool.
I can't really cast any other spells. Alright. Let's see. Where the heck does that thing go? Yes, this is a normal roll.
Hit like across the.
Yeah, I don't think that works.
It does not. Now you attempt to sickle him, but your skills are not with the sickle. They are with magic, which just incinerated his ally. All right, Mr.
So
Orc.
what are the few actual spells I can cast? Because everything else is synthesized.
Orc Captain is dead. Orc Archer is seeing the death of his companion. He is absolutely 110% a coward, so he is going to run that far away. He has
I really hope
stopped
we don't
playing
have
his
to follow him
stopped
later.
playing his flute at this point. Huh?
I
What?
hope we don't have to follow him later.
Well, you know. He has stopped playing his flute and he has run
he
away.
abandoned the flute or he's taking the flute?
Oh, he's taking the flute, yeah. He
Oh,
just
no.
watched his captain die horribly, and just like when you guys were inside the town hall, he has the sense to not charge you and try to kill you when you murdered someone of much greater depths than him. Alright, Leon, what you want to do?
I'm not even gonna kill this guy. I want my flute. I am.
Disengaging?
I will. No, I need to use the action to dash.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'm taking the hit. I'm taking the risk.
Alright.
I'm gonna pat him on the back as a free action.
Hi,
to be like,
buddy.
nice hit. And I'm gonna spend my first set of movements. I think that seems legit. I'm gonna do
Yep.
that. And then,
He misses you.
yep. I think he was surprised because I pat him.
Yeah, you pat him on the back, and because you have like just your entire chest is just now like a thin scar of just blood essentially from his slice, and you look like someone just hurt you a lot, and you just pat him on the back and just start running like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure 2 of you can't even see Leon anymore, but he's just yelling, "Come back here, you little thief!"
Oh, I love that. All right.
I probably should have actually taken that move action, just simply. No, I guess I would have had to.
Yeah, because he's
Really
in the
isn't a
way.
good way to handle any of this.
Rowena, it's now your turn. Oliver is looking to be in some trouble, but thankfully the elf is
I
existing.
don't care.
Don't care.
Oof.
I mean, that
I mean,
fits.
that does kind of match Rowena's personality.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
So, yeah, you run.
It's about to be 5-on-1.
It really is, it seems.
Let's go.
Well, 4-on-1.
Yeah,
but-
one. I think those two are actually
3-on-1.
focused on the woman who murdered their companion, or their leader. But
Would they though?
this guy certainly will. He's
True.
very angry. This guy, he has no idea what the fuck is going on.
He's almost in the angle to see me, and maybe a
Almost,
body
yeah.
of 8 feet, but
Yeah, he
Well, I
he's-
know it's not gonna I know it's not gonna mean anything in a few minutes here when I'm probably on the ground soon. But hey, I just got my first kill.
yeah.
Get it?
Irina, what you want to do?
So I run my 30 feet over here, and I move my hunter's mark over onto this person.
Okie dokie.
And
he's uninjured, so we can't Colossus Slayer. Dang it.
I know, but it's okay. I just wanted to make sure I got my hunter's mark on him.
Instantly kills him.
I know, right? Okay, I'm gonna shoot him.
I'm pretty sure he was actually injured from our last fight.
Ah, yeah, he was, but like y'all slept, he did too.
Fair enough. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
What the heck is this? Roll 20, why?
This is
Roll 20, what am I saying?
absolutely
Foundry, why?
As a reaction, I believe the kind words might work for that, but I'm not sure how that works. Do you have any bonuses to add to that, Leon, or?
No, I don't.
Alright, cool. In that
I
case,
don't think cutting words works like that. I can check.
yeah. In that case, the arrow flies right past him as he is running like a man who is on fire, because he might as well be with how heated the area behind him is.
He's hunter's marked.
Huh?
Said, well, at least he's hunter's marked.
That is true. Alright, Eleonora, is now your turn. You are watching two folks just kind of gang up on Oliver, although one of them, the third one, is a smoldering pile of ash next to him, essentially. And these two lovely little folks who are, well, one just looks confused and the other one looks very, very angry.
I'm gonna run up to the angry one and smack him with my fry pan.
Okie dokie.
And then go from there.
Do you want to move
I'm
your
still
full
there,
30 feet
turn.
before you do so? Or...
How do I scale that? It's not letting me.
Control left click. There you go. Cool.
Doesn't help. I also have control as my talk button.
Oh. Shockingly, you miss him by 1. You do have your bonus action, though. That does, in fact, hit him.
That, yeah.
7. And that's as much health as he had.
Yay, so I just run up to the angry man, smack him, well, miss, and smack him.
Yeah, he clashes with you with his great axe, slamming against your pan, which is fucking durable. Jesus Christ. Oh, before
We make eye contact, and I let him know that it's okay, you'll join your captain.
Aw, thunk. Alright. In that case...
Send my regards, Ellie sent you.
Now the orc's turn, he can actually see you murdering his companion. So he's gonna run up to you.
Oh, great.
And... Oh, almost missed. He does in fact hit you with the lowest possible damage he can.
Yes.
Might as well have missed. There you go. It didn't even change your marker. Alright, this bud is going to try to punch Oliver again with his Mr. Glove.
How much damage do I take?
We're about to find out.
Oh, a lot of damage. 9 damage.
Ack.
And then, let's see, does this guy want to pick on the easy target or the one that just killed his boss and therefore his strength
Boss
in
and
battle?
buddy.
Boss and buddy, yeah, you've proven yourself to be as strong as an orc. So let's see how smart this man is.
2 buddies. Wait, yeah,
Not very,
1,
but yeah.
2.
See, Oliver to him looks like a weakling. Do you know what orcs value more than anything else?
Valor?
Not my fry pan.
Dying in battle. He's not going to die in battle from Oliver, he doesn't believe. So he's going to run up to Ellie. Because he wants to feel the vigor of death.
He wants to feel the honor of death by a fry pan is all I'm hearing.
I mean, normally it's a sword, but your fry pan has gone toe-to-toe with great axes, broadswords, and everything under the sun. Is
It's
there any-
probably awfully scuffed by now.
Oh yeah. Oliver, it's now your turn. You just
Yeah, I
watch
need a new one.
an orc look at you, just kind of scoff, turn around, and run towards Ellie.
Yeah, and the worst part is the only thing that makes sense to use right now is has first level spell slot. For
Oh,
cure wounds on myself.
Oh, I'll keep you going for a little bit, yeah.
Maybe it's only a D8 of health restored.
You could also disengage and try running from him, or running towards Ellie.
Yeah, that's fair, actually. Oh, but then he's going to immediately be able to catch up and do the same thing all over again, is the problem.
I think you're better off using your bonus action to heal and using your action to try to punch him.
I agree.
That's fair. It's got half as much healing, but sure. Fair enough.
I'm a little preoccupied, so I can't really get to you.
That's
So,
fair. I will healing word myself then.
Okay.
I don't think I can
With
chuck
4 health.
berries that far.
Chucks a berry over the orc's head, 60 feet, I think. 50 feet.
And then I guess I'm gonna slash at him.
Alright.
Where the heck is...
Yeah, I'm about 55 feet away from you.
If you can throw a berry that far and get to
Actually,
him without
I'm gonna slash
crushing
at him
it,
with the dagger.
Oh yeah, dagger might work.
Because it turns out that this thing has a slightly better hit chance.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hey!
Alright.
Ooh, spicy.
Alright, feel free to gently stab him in the thigh.
This is not even a normal dagger. This is literally a kitchen knife.
A frying
No, you're a
pan.
doctor.
A very
A scalpel.
aggressive kitchen knife.
Oh yeah, it could be a scalpel. Those things are sharp as hell.
That's fair. A scalpel's like a tiny knife.
Alright, Mr. Orc Archer, he is fucking terrified. So he's going to attempt to move, oops, a little bit further. And he's going to try to... Oh, he is stealthing. Alright, cool. So he is now
Again?
stealth over here.
Wait, but he has the hunter's mark, so she has a better chance
He
of detecting
does,
him.
yeah. You have a good
Yeah,
chance of
true.
spotting him. He does not realize that he's hunter marked. Unfortunately, Leon has completely lost him at this point, mostly because that tent. You know his general
Oh
direction,
no,
though.
angry bard.
Angry part.
Please tell me you know Shatter.
Alright, Leon. Your
I'm
turn.
in tatters. Wrong shatter? Okay.
I just
Leon,
mean I
your
know
turn.
it's an AoE sound-based spell.
Ooh.
So it could theoretically just be you saw around the area that he disappeared, so you just drop up what is essentially an explosion of noise.
Yeah, no, I know what shatter is. I was making a Rolling Stones reference. It was,
Ah.
yeah.
I didn't get.
It
I'm
felt
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not very informed, as you can tell.
Alright, what you want to do, Leon?
Oh, it's my turn. Okay.
Yep.
Jeez. Why does everything have to change all the time? Okay. I am gonna use my 30 feet of movement to move over to there. Question: Do I have to spend an action or a bonus action to spot him?
You would have to spend a bonus action to perception him.
Waste of a bonus action. I'm gonna look around confused, like where'd he go? And then I'm gonna look at the
Rowena?
half elf. The
yeah,
half
half-elf.
elf.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna say, hey, you LV lady.
Ooh, no.
Elfie
You,
lady.
You know how to find this guy, and I'm gonna cast I'm gonna give you a bardic inspiration die.
Aw.
It's all yours to use on your turn.
Is that
We
the end
will
of your turn?
see.
I have an action.
Hmm.
I'm gonna fire a bolt in the general direction I think this guy went, because I have an action to burn.
Alright, cool. Roll me
And I don't wanna-
your attack.
Actually, I changed my mind. I'm gonna use my action to heal me.
Okay.
Probably be a good idea. I was about to say, I'd be impressed if that, like, made his stealth, like, break because the area's on fire.
Oh, yeah. So that's, there you go. Yep.
That's pretty good healing.
Oh,
That
yeah.
ends my turn.
Alright. Rowena, take us home. Looks at the two gang up on Eleanor.
Well, I'm not in her
I'm
sights
gonna
at all because I'm
move.
behind the building.
That is true. Alright, he
I
is...
stand on top of this rock.
Cuckoo. So you can kind of see him on the map here, but he's basically beneath a shit ton of brushes and stuff like that. So roll me perception with advantage to see if you can find him.
Perception.
And you have to beat a...
It's beaten.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's beaten. You
I
can
don't
see
even
him.
need to go again.
He has really cleverly hidden himself underneath this stuff. He is underneath branches. He is underneath dirt. He has piled a bunch of things on top of him, random furniture and
He's
shit
like,
on
I
top
might
of
as well
him.
be dead. I'm gonna bury myself.
Yeah.
I was just gonna see what advantage would do.
So he has very carefully hid himself, which is impressive considering how much time he had. But you are able to see him very easily. Your eyes are
His
very
body
well
shape
trained.
and the flute sticking out of the dirt. As like an air pocket.
Okay. And then I'll draw my longbow,
Okay.
aim. Be like, not this time, fucker. And then add in that inspiration.
Yep, that does hit
Unless
him.
I hit it. It does.
You don't have to use inspiration if it hits him. You can save it for later.
That did not hit him without
I
inspiration.
think, aren't you able to add inspiration to damage as well?
I believe
Or-
Okay,
No,
so
I think it's
14
something else.
doesn't hit.
it does
correct?
not, but the +3 would.
Okay,
Plus
so yeah, you
3
can
would-
roll a
okay.
d6 then. Yeah.
Okay, roll 1d6. Please. Hey!
Nice.
Just enough.
Yep.
Just enough to pass.
You do in fact hit him. Roll me my damage with the 1d.
One shot, let's go.
So that's 6 plus the 1d6.
No, I only have one inspiration if I use it on.
Oh no,
the
from your
attack.
hunter's mark.
Oh.
She just did, didn't she?
No,
Oh, no,
somebody.
that was somebody else.
Okay. Haha.
Nice. So he takes 9 damage.
DED?
Ouch.
No.
Alright,
And
now
then I'll
the...
look at my shoulder and I'll be like, he's right there. How can you not see him?
I have dust in my eyes and what are you looking at? I don't see shit.
On the opposite side of the map. Alright, Ellie, what are you doing? These orcs look angry at you.
Well, just doing what I do best. Just gonna casually fry pan them. Start with the closest one to me.
Okie dokie. That hits. Alright, 6 damage. He is injured.
I really don't like the idea of having my back to him, but I want to hit the other guy too. But then I'd have 2 on
Technically,
me.
you can move within his threatened space and hit the other guy, so you wouldn't provoke attack of opportunity, if you want to.
But that still lead to cause that both of them would have the chance to hit me.
Oh yeah, I mean, the other one's probably going to hit you next turn anyways. He just has to climb over his dead friend's body.
So yeah, I'm just gonna hit him then.
Okie
So
dokie.
just move forward.
Mhm.
Just with.
Yeah.
Right here?
Oh, one more.
Okay.
There you go. That way you're not on top of the dead guy.
Not
Alright.
on the body.
You're basically just like casually walking over the dead corpse. Ooh.
Ah.
Unfortunately, a
That
dead
does not
corpse
do anything.
is not known for being very nice terrain, and so when you step off the dead corpse, you hit the ground, your angle twists slightly, and your frying pan just it just there's nothing. It doesn't even look like you're trying to hit him. It looks like you're trying to do a ballerina move. All right, Mr. Orc's time.
I have damsel in distress ankles.
All right, he's going to attempt to hit, and he does for
Ooh.
4 damage to Oliver. So there, you two are just like going back and forth at this point, just like yeah. This bud is going to slash Eleonora as she fails in front of him for 5 damage, and this one's going to do the exact same thing. And he misses entirely because she fumbled off the body. So both of you take 5 damage.
I just like see him in my head, just like she's trying to step down as he's like doing a wide swing, and the fall just barely, he made it just drift right over her head.
Yeah. You take 5 damage too, Oliver. All right.
I already marked down the damage I took.
Oh, you did? Okay, cool.
4 damage, you said, I believe, actually.
The
oh
yeah, 4
5
damage.
damage was somewhere else.
Yeah.
4 damage. All right. Back to you, Oliver. You're playing handsy with this man.
I don't think that this is going to end well.
Shockingly,
Yeah,
you two are actually really close in health.
I know, but I'm somehow betting one good roll on his end is going to be a lot more likely to kill me than one good roll on my end.
That's very fair.
But either way, dagger. That's the best I got.
All right.
Oh
Ooh,
yeah!
nice.
Yeah, I think I hit. I think I hit. Thank gosh.
You're just slowly impaling him in the gut.
Now, buddy.
You're just stabbing him in the gut. It's just blood gushing out of him. 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's just like, punch. All right, the Orc Archer, seeing that you found him so easily, has decided that his ability is going to be to shoot you back.
You can try.
Yeah, he tried. He tried real hard. He tried real hard and he failed really hard. He is cornered against a rather deep, it's almost like a riverbed of sorts. It's like a good 15-foot drop. So, he ain't going down that. Leon, it's your turn. You saw him, this guy stand up, pull out his bow, shoot an arrow, and it veered way off.
Verena just steps to the side, watches it fly past.
DM, would you allow me to roll a wisdom check to see if my character would keep going after this guy who's probably gonna die, or if I should go help my friends?
Yeah, I'll let you roll.
Aww.
Yeah, I'll let you roll free wisdom.
I'm gonna say above 10, I go down to help the guys who are probably might make it on their own, might not.
Mm-hmm.
Less than a 10, I'm gonna be selfish.
Oh, you're selfish. Here we go.
I did. Hang on, I gotta add wisdom to that.
Oh yeah.
And my wisdom is -2. So screw you guys.
Oh no.
All right.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh! Hang on. No. No.
I mean, you got a crossbow.
I know.
That's beautiful. You wanted to stab him, didn't you? You know what? Hold on.
I did.
Hold on. He moved 5 feet closer. There you go.
Oh,
That's why he missed.
That's a little better.
That's why he missed.
I'm gonna run forward with my rapier. I'm doing it.
You recognize that he was.
Please join
Why
that
not
story.
get shot by
Position to shoot.
Oh,
Verena?
15. That is his AC, so yeah, you hit him.
Yay!
Ooh, 8 damage. That is more than his health.
I'm just gonna be like, don't take my stuff.
You do realize he does have the flute around his neck, so you are able to grab it before he topples.
Yep,
Probably all
fine
gross now.
You run up and fucking impale him in the fucking heart. Yeah, Rowena, you just see...
Rowena, you can just hear him go, don't worry, baby, I got you.
Oh, that's glorious.
The Hearts of Song is over.
Oh, he's cradling the
Okay.
damn thing. Oh, what'd you like to do, Rena?
Is there any way, since I'm standing on a rock here,
You
how
are
high am I?
technically within range to hit the dude, the injured dude at
Yeah, but can I see it because of the tents? That's what I was trying to figure out because I'm on the rock, but I don't know how high.
give me a
that is.
perception. The tents are rather small.
Okay.
It would actually be in the middle of that gap, so she doesn't actually. So there is actually a pretty good chance she might actually see it.
Unless
It's
she gets distracted by how clean these roads are.
No, I'm
A
distracted
bird.
by how into this Leon is. Like, how can he be so loving to an instrument?
Yeah.
And she'll just, knowing that Ellie's probably in trouble, she'll just do her.
It's just like, oh,
Movement.
that's kind of odd, but I should be fine. Let's see.
Okay. Bam.
Yeah,
She'll
you're
use all of that
zigzagging
movement.
like crap. All right. You do in fact see
Bam.
two of them on Ellie, and she looks very bleeding.
I can see all of them.
Yeah, she is bleeding quite heavily at the moment. Her frying pan skills.
Oliver's worse than me.
Oh yeah, Oliver is just, he's covered in blood, his own and his enemies. There's just a
But I don't care.
pile of blood. That's fair. All right, Ellie, is your
You'll
turn.
help, but I'm stuck.
You got two of them on top of you. You can vaguely see Oliver and the other orc past this orc's shoulders. Oddly enough, Oliver looks like he's taking care of himself. Well, at best you
Yeah.
can see. The other orc is just randomly looking like he's getting stabbed. It's about all you can see, but yeah.
So I'll just go about my pan smacking ways.
All right, cool. Do the smacky smooth. Yep, that hits.
Oh no! Oh dear God!
6 damage. Which one? Top boy.
Probably the top boy.
Ooh,
It's in your interest to keep attacking the same one until it's dead, because that's one less thing that attacks you back.
Yeah.
he is near death. Oh, and that one misses. Just barely. You manage to you slap him upside the head and you go for another swing. He manages to catch this one with his great axe, barely deflecting it past his face. And now he shall attempt to smack you with his great axe. And fail horribly. And then the other one will do the same thing. And he'll actually hit you this time.
That was almost bad.
And he... The amount of ones they have rolled on their injury rolls.
They don't want to hurt me because I am scary, but they want the
Apparently.
honor.
They want
At
to
least.
die by your hands. That's what this is about.
Oh, Anna.
Alright. Okay. So, the tiefling is going to be punched once again in the gut. Or attempt to be. And succeeds.
Oof.
And barely does any damage. I
But
mean,
hey,
it's
I
still a lot of
survived.
damage to your health, but...
I am alive, but I am hurting.
Oh yeah, you're very injured.
Barry's time.
Yeah, you are very, very injured. Okay, so... Lord. That's all the orcs there. He's dead. So Oliver, it's now your turn once again. You're pretty sure that you have some internal bleeding going on. His fist has met your stomach many times now.
And there is only one thing left that I can do. Dagger to the face.
Oh, to the face this time. All right.
I think I miss.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh
You
no!
attempt to swing upwards,
No.
and it kind of like glances off of his thick skin right near his eye as he just kind of looks at you. He's very pissed at you.
Boys, I think I'm gonna be
Well, I
rolling
could-
death saves.
Leon, it's your turn.
Well, I can boomerang my fry pan. That'd be fun.
I'm gonna. Can I, as a free auction, give the dead boy a little kick?
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick him.
Yo, kick him over the edge.
Like a painful kick?
No, just a angry kick, like a.
Roll me strength real quick.
Sure.
Because
Hey,
you
my
are
strength's
right
better than
next
my
to
wisdom.
a ledge.
Okay.
So...
Oh, you mean the dead body, not Oliver. Okay.
He's nowhere near me. I'd be
Alright,
very
cool.
shocked if he was just suddenly over here.
So your foot
is
does
true.
make contact with his stomach, the dead corpse, as he just kind of rolls a little bit, and then the ground under him cracks, and he just kind of slowly, you could just watch him very slowly slide off the edge. And then he starts falling like 15 feet onto the dry ground. Thunk, 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 thunk.
And I'm dashing.
Alright, cool.
Well, that's a nice jump.
And
Jesus.
who is within? Because I have one spell slot left. It's 35 feet. That's a little outside, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It is 60 feet. Can I see my companion, my badly injured companion?
You
I
can
don't think
vaguely
the orc
see,
can-
Eleonora over this guy's shoulder because of this little gap. You would not, but you would also vaguely be able to see Oliver.
Okay, I think I'm gonna save my last healing spell for Oliver.
Okie dokie.
I think he's gonna need it more.
Alright, Rowena, your turn.
Yeah, that's
Fuck. Okay.
Oh, never
Oh, there's
mind. I have 3 first level spell slots left. I'm gonna healing word. I'm gonna healing word the half elf. Sorry.
No problem. Feel free.
Yeah.
just occurred to me. Rowena is not injured.
She is not. Yeah, nothing is hit her this entire game.
No, I meant
Oh, the half elf, yeah.
Eleonora. Yeah.
Ellie, you get 7 healing. God damn, that's like the 3rd time you've rolled a 4 on that.
What is this bard of healing? Holy cow.
No, right?
This is
To be
special.
fair, bards are technically known for just being able to do everything, so...
I literally picked a subclass that allows me to get revivify.
Oh.
So, so like, I think at 5th or 6th level I'll be able to pick it.
Okay. You hitting the one that is just beating down on Oliver?
Yes.
Alright, cool.
Wait,
that does
really? I
hit.
thought you said you don't care about him.
Aw.
Just saying.
A little bit of
Only
grief.
because Ellie cares. And she doesn't want Ellie upset. Even though she is.
I'll explain in a little bit why.
Alright, roll your
Fair enough.
damage.
But yeah. She takes aim, looses an arrow.
Oh, yeah, right through his head. How do you want to do this? How you want to do this? As that first shot was enough to kill him, funny enough.
She knocks an arrow,
Mhm.
aims over at Ellie's. This one near Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
Looks over out of the corner of her eye, sees Oliver has actually killed something and is about to die. Adjusts her aim. Hunter's marks this.
Mm-hmm.
And she just pumps all the damage
Oh my god.
into that.
Yeah, it like the arrow flies true. Where do you want him?
Through the spine, so that the
Ooh.
arrow point comes out towards
Oliver?
Oliver. Yes.
Alright.
Kinda
Oh,
scares
no.
him, but
He's just like
You did good,
literally
buddy,
he's
but
literally at this moment just like sitting down with the dagger in his hand as the orc just like falls over. He's like, I feel like I owe you for that one. While still slightly panicked at the fact that the arrow is slightly pointed in his direction.
Oh, I love
He
it.
says nothing.
Hmm?
But she did put Colossus Slayer into it. Her
Oh, yeah.
hunter's mark.
It's
Yeah.
fucking dead.
Did it.
As it like drops to its knees in front of Oliver, and like it looks like it's attempting to try smack him again, but it just kind of falls over next to him, dead. All right, Eleanor, you have two
please
enemies
tell me
on
that
you.
does not extra piss off the ones on me.
No, they. Oliver does not look like the man who is going to be the battle-hardened warrior of a fight that they want to have. They want you to kill them like you did their captain. They are shouting many obscenities at you, and in Orcish, Rowena can hear glory and death in combat. Oh yeah, that's enough.
Goodness.
Oh yeah, it's dead. This guy is hardcore dead.
You'll be joining your captain now.
Do you speak
Since I
Orcish?
can't understand them. No, I can't.
Okay, yeah, you can't
Only
understand the thing
gnome
they're
and
saying.
elf.
All you can understand is that they're screaming probably very bad words at you. No matter what
Possibly
language.
bad word or happy words or both.
Yeah, no matter what language somebody speaks, you can always tell when they're shouting obscenities at you. Alright, got your bonus action for this guy. He's the last one surviving. He appears to want to die in combat. You're not
Nope.
giving him that ability.
I'm too tired at this point.
Yeah, he
I think we all are, theoretically.
Just
I mean,
smacking
I'm
around
Rowena.
each orc and just
She seems pretty alright at the moment.
Alright, he's swinging down. He misses you. You guys are just you're swinging your bow pan. You've killed like several of them at this point. Your arm is feeling like a ton of bricks, and he is just bashing against it. You're bashing against his great axe. It's still the sound of music, shockingly, although mostly to orcish ears, but. Probably the bard can appreciate the music being played.
I have one question, DM.
Yes.
Did I move last turn?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay. I'm gonna take my
Would the
movement
grease
real quick.
affect anyone?
Yes. I don't know how long
It
it's
would.
there.
It is grease is considered rough terrain, and it will force a dexterity save if you try and step in it.
But you can
Okay,
go
then.
through this little gap here.
What gap?
Between these two.
In between the
yeah.
huts.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Then I won't move over there.
Cool. All right, Mr. Oliver, is your turn. You are
I'm
very.
going to look at the last uninjured orc over here. Just like pull out one of my last spells. Just like, Taylor, please, for the love of everything, help this fly true.
Doesn't really care for me.
Oh,
Goodness.
yeah.
Maybe he
It
does
flew
care.
true. Oh, it flew real true. Ooh. Oh, that hurt him a lot.
To be fair, Firebolt has a possibility of a max of 10 damage, so...
Yeah, that hurt him
But
a
then again,
lot.
that's just at my early level, it does get stronger later.
So you pull out your spell, you yeet at him, a bolt of the little pellet of fire flies out of your hands, and it slams into the back of his neck, very clearly painful as he starts shouting in pain from it digging. You know what it's like to have a BB gun kind of shoot you in like the arm or something? Imagine one of those, but it's on fire and it's in his neck at the moment.
And I'm probably also going to follow it up by, like, crawling off in... Crad. I'm probably also going to crawl off in this direction, because,
Okay.
dear God, I do not want to die.
You're in a lot of pain.
My gosh, this thing has 120 feet of range.
Oh, nice. All right, Mr. Leon. Leon, you there?
I love that
Yeah,
I'm somehow
sure.
the tank of the group, almost in every battle.
I know.
I mean,
You're the only.
You
You're the
are out
only.
front hunt-on melee fighter, you for the most part. Well,
Yeah,
never mind.
you-
I guess it's kind of in the same regard as a rogue is, which kind of can do both.
Yeah, you're our only frontline fighter. You've got 1 ranged fighter and 2 utility casters.
I love
Yay.
your group.
I think you guys have got this.
It looks like.
Honestly, yeah. There's literally 4 attackers against 1 orc. One of us is uninjured, and the other 3 can still technically fight.
I'm just gonna go ahead and make my way over to the river. I'm not even gonna dash. I'm just gonna do it nice and slowly.
All right, cool. Yeah.
That's all I
Rowena,
got.
it's your turn. You're watching Ellie having a good battle. She is not that injured anymore, actually, I think, because of the healing. So she's seeming to do pretty well. Her arm is very much so getting tired, from what you can tell.
Okay. I am gonna roll to see if I notice Leon walking away.
Okie dokie. Probably
Ooh.
a perception, I would imagine.
Stun him.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to decide.
Shoot him in the
What?
Feeling
back of the knee.
heartbroken.
No,
Got saved twice, and he's walking away.
I helped him. I'm just curious.
Why are you here?
Why are we here? Just to suffer.
I don't. Should it be above 10?
Considering he's like
doing
right
what I'm
behind you,
doing
it's probably like
below
a
10?
8, above 8.
Honestly, yeah. It's like the only real whole reason that you might not necessarily see him is because you're not looking at him. Because it's pretty clear he's
Oh, yeah,
not
you see him.
trying to do this sneak stealthily. So even if you're not looking at him, you would probably hear him walking.
Oh yeah. You know where he is, even without Hunter's mark on him. You're fairly certain you could tell where he's going.
I'll just cast Hunter's Mark on him.
What?
And then
I am
I'm
not
not
the only one that hasn't had it.
And her as well. Then again, I don't think it could
Puts
be
it
on
on
her
herself. I know where I am at all times.
I know.
No, I'll
I-
never get lost.
I mean, that actually could be an interesting concept, just simply due to the fact that Hunter's Mark theoretically only actually takes effect against an enemy, against another enemy from her specific attacks. So unless she, for some reason, just like decides she wants to like sever an arm or something, it's not gonna do anything to her.
Oh, I love it. All right, what are you gonna do?
And then I'm going to
Hmm?
take a shot at the one in front of Ellie.
All
Try to
right.
finish this off.
That does kill.
17?
Yeah. I hit some by a long shot.
Okay. And then
I hope
since
so.
he is damaged, I'll do the damage, and then I will also do the Colossus Slayer. That's a D8.
All right, cool. And that is enough to kill him.
9.
Yay!
All right, he is dead too.
I
Ellie
used so many
collapses
arrows.
to the ground, just trying to catch her breath. Just tired.
You have swung so many times.
Who knows the weight of my pan?
Yeah.
Rowena goes over, drops. I think she had 4 good berries left.
Mhm.
I'm not sure.
Something like that.
So,
Let's see.
Ellie, dear, you okay?
Oh, just a little tired. It's not easy swinging around a 3-pound fry pan at orcs taller than me.
You did beautifully.
Oh, thank you. So do you.
And then she'll
So did you.
Steady.
hand over. She'll hand over the good berries,
Aw,
and she'll go look for Leon.
cool. I'm assuming Ellie, you go find Oliver as he's very tired.
Yes, I go and find Oliver, hand him some berries. Try help him out.
You only have 3 from me.
Well, I have my own little kit thing.
There you are.
Ooh, Interesting.
and a healer's kit even.
Oh, nice.
So we'll probably just use the healer's kit.
Save it, save it, save it, save
Yeah, I think those things are
Okay.
actually destroyed on usage.
Yeah.
They're only made to work once. It's like a med kit in a typical video game.
It takes me 3 moves
Jeez.
to get to where I can see him.
Yeah,
What are you doing?
he's cleaning out the pan flute in the river.
Yeah, this thing is oh, it's Mick nasty.
I just
So many
realized I've
levels
never
of
played it
gross,
as well.
grimy and shit. Alright, cool. Well, we are quite a bit past where we should have ended. I do apologize, Em.
Yeah.
You were supposed to sleep a while ago, but
It's fine. At least you know. there's
At least
nothing
we
I have
didn't
to do
end
tomorrow.
mid-battle.
that is true. I usually try to avoid enemy battle just because that way you guys know what's actually going on. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you guys did, feel free to hit that follow button or go to any of our social media, which eventually I'll just have a simple link to that you guys can follow. But for now, it's our YouTube Tables to Terrorists for this series and Vods of Valhalla for my solo streams, which I'll be doing on Wednesdays and Saturdays. We'll be doing this stream, our D&D stream, every Monday at 7:30 p.m. PST. So feel free to join. If you're new to this channel, hit that follow button. It really does help us out a lot. And thank you folks for joining me for this wonderful, amazing series. I'm having so much fun with this. It is so great. I'm so excited to see how you guys interact with each other in a more social situation now that you guys are connected, I guess. I'm very curious on what's going to keep you guys together. And if you guys are as well, feel free to hit those in the comments of our YouTube and tell us what you think that they're going to do to make it so they actually stay as a group. And we'll see you folks on the next episode. Bye.
Want me to send you out with a bang?
Bye!
Bye. Have a good one.
Bye bye.